Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube channel to a new show added to the roster, people. New show added to the roster. I'm genuinely looking forward to this one, people. I'm half looking forward to it and half not. Half not looking forward to it because I got to talk about Manchester United and Liverpool. And United, that's my team, but we're terrible. And I got to talk about Liverpool, who are one of the better teams in the league as well. But the good side of it, Barbados edition. For those that don't know, I am part Bajan as well, Bajan descent. So I thought it was only right. I have the Yardman show, and shout out to all my Jamaicans out there. But I was like, my nana's looking down on me in disgust. My Bajan nana. It's like, how you got a Jamaican show and don't have a Barbados show? And I thought to myself, she's definitely looking down at me in disgust, cursing me out. So I thought, all right, it's only right to get a Barbados show on the channel. So we will be talking all things Manchester United, all things Liverpool. So make sure people, you keep all your comments and questions Manchester United or Liverpool related. With Liverpool going back to the top of the table, defeating Chelsea 2-1. For Manchester United, come back against Brentford, Garnacho and Hojlund scoring two very good goals as well, people. So, and it's only right, you know what I'm saying, to bring in two of my Bajan brothers from Bajan Reds TV. Link is already in the title already. They make great content, so if you're not liking and subscribe to their channel, you're gonna see them here every week, people. Every week you will see them here as well. But get over to their channel where they are doing great content. I can push my United Liverpool bias to the side and say, yo, great content creators. I'd be super entertained, even when they cooking my team unnecessarily. So we gotta bring in Bajan Barnes, Bajan Pops into the building. My guys, what you man saying? What's good? What's good?
All good, flawless. What's going on? Big up.
What's Barnes, man? Hey, Pops, what are you telling me? What are you telling me? Look at this guy just smiling away. This guy. Just cheesing away, you know what I'm saying? Just happy as anything over there.
We got 3 points today. Of course we do.
Yeah. That's happening far too often because I see Pops always smiling every time, just grinning up teeth. Every time I turn on the show, just happy. Oh, there. But yeah, big up both of you as well. So yeah, man, let's start there. You lot 2-1 winners against Chelsea. Barnes, will go to you. Thoughts on the game?
Not the best game from a Liverpool standpoint, in my opinion. But we did what needed to be done to win the game. What I do like is our defense is very, very stingy. It's not basketball like how rock and roll football, as everyone would call it, with Klopp at the helm. Arne Slot clearly had a game plan. Typically, Liverpool is a possession-based team, but in this game, Slot changed his tactics and allowed Chelsea to hold ball possession and to hit them on the counter, and made sure that all of our players was shored up defensively. We had one mishap with the Jackson goal, but Trent was masterful defensively today. Ibu, other than playing him on side, was his usual self. Virgil was very, very good. Robbo probably was the one that was the weakest of the lot, but I still don't think Robbo is 100% in my opinion. But it was a completely different tactical game from a Liverpool standpoint, and clearly was brought down from the coach down to the players on how we wanted to play this game, because we didn't press at all. But hey, I like stinky wins. Give me the 3 points and we move.
That's fair enough. Pops, what are you saying? I know you enjoyed the game, or the result, I should say.
Job done, man. Job done. Still haven't played anyone.
Here we go. Jeez. Yeah, you give you credit. You not played well in the game
every week. So
yeah,
here's another team. Here's another team on the roster that we've beaten.
Where do you hear that every week? Where do you hear that every week though? That's social media, isn't it? And people in your chat.
Yeah.
I know you don't hear that on your panel. I know it's
actually. Go on. Our coach said he understands that we haven't played anyone as well. So
Chelsea has been the best team. Chelsea is the best team you faced though.
Position wise, yes. Position wise, yes. They're fourth, or they were fourth or whatever coming into the weekend. So they're the best. $1 billion squad. So again, they're the best. So.
This is why your hair pops. This is
am I lying though? Am I lying?
No, you're not lying. You're I tell you, like I told you, I tell Months, I tell Jez, you're trolling with the truth. That's what you're doing. Yeah. You troll with the truth. Yeah. You're not lying. Nah, you definitely not. But you are trolling.
I looked at their bench. I looked at their bench there and said,
yeah.
That's João Felix. Just no movement, just sat there, wrapped up tight. There are not many teams that can have a player the quality of João Felix just sitting there, wrapped up in it.
I use the word quality loosely with João Felix, but that's a whole different conversation. You've been a topic of conversation on this channel for years. Like, I'm not a fan, but hey, that's a whole different.
You and me in the same category, brother, because I don't rate him at all. Wouldn't at all.
Yeah, I think he's a mirage. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not had a great season in probably since he was at Benfica.
A couple of years, easily.
Longer than a couple of years. And people always want to make excuses for him and, he played at Atletico Madrid under Simeone, but yet we've seen so many other strikers go there and thrive. So, like I say,
Bruno is probably the worst Portuguese players on that squad.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. And that's what we say is United fan. Yeah, like 110% without doubt. But at least for Portugal's from a Portugal standpoint, João Felix don't even get minutes like that. Where Bruno, it's Martinez. But that tells you all you need to know about that. Yeah. So Pops, we was back to it. So Pops, you telling me you don't think Chelsea are the best team you faced in terms of quality? Forget price tag, forget league position. Are they the best team you faced, or do you think there's a better team you faced than them so far? And don't say United. I know what he's like.
Why not?
Because we're not better than them. That's why. Why not? Because we're not better than Chelsea.
All right, let me ask you. At the beginning of the season, when you did your predictions, did you have them above you?
Yes.
Okay.
I had Chelsea 4th. I had us 7th.
Cool. Then yes. Then
what was
relative to I guess what you predicted? I think generally what we would have predicted. Yeah, Chelsea are the best team that we've played in terms of what we would have predicted thus far. Although there were some people who had United above us, so I don't know.
Yeah, because people say crazy stuff.
There were some people who said that United would finish 4th, maybe 5th, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever.
Yeah, facts. The same way there's people out there that tell me a job.
They weren't.
Sorry, go on.
That was they weren't bad. Though. I mean, I did.
Go on.
Go on.
Nah, it's calm. Go on. Say what you're gonna say. Go on.
I was saying that they weren't as bad as probably some people think. If you look at Caicedo and Lavia, the two of them are very good players. And for some minutes in the first half, you could see what that combination could do once they're fit. Reece James struggled because he wasn't fit, but again, he's a top athlete, top footballer at that position. You get him right, that's 3 quality players. You got Cole Palmer, obviously. So they're good players. I think Colwell is a good player. We would link with Colwell. I mean, to me, he's not 60 million worth, but he's I like Gusto as well. And I was watching, and to me, Maresca made a slight adjustment and basically moved to 3 at the back. Added Gusto to the middle of the park. So he had 3 in the middle at minimum, at least to match up with us. So at points in time, it was 3-4 in the middle of the park. And I thought we actually lost out on some of the duels because there was an additional man based on the fact that he had Reece James basically playing as a centre back as opposed to the usual wing back. And he was trying to use Gusto to push Mo Salah further back as well on that side and keep Trent sort of occupied as well, which to me is actually a decent strategy and worked fairly well to me in the early parts of the game. But they're not bad. They're not as bad as people make out. And again, for $1 billion, you should have quality. It's just a matter of Maresca's new. I gotta keep saying that. That's the truth, though. If I get $1 billion to spend or invest,
that is true.
You should be saying to me that there's quality somewhere in there, right?
Yeah. What did I say to you? You troll with the truth. That's why you're not lying. You are spot on with what you're saying. Like Chinlu said here, big up Flawless Pops and Barnes. Pops, another Kool-Aid salesman. See, the chat know you already. They know you already. Kool-Aid salesman. I know you. That's why Barnes is laughing. He knows you. That's why I was like, yeah, I got to get Pops on here. 100%. was like, we gotta make this happen. The chat know you already. Big up to Buggo as well. Big up in the chat every single time. But yeah, they have a good side. I think they have a good side. But let me ask you, Barnes, was you surprised how I know your defense has been quality all season long? You've had the best, you still got the best defensive record in the league. Were you surprised at how quiet you kept them? Bear in mind Chelsea's attack, how well it's been performing. I think before this weekend, I think they were second in terms of goals scored as well. Some people would say they've got the best attack. Some of the people will say they have the best attack overall, I should say, in terms of options. So were you surprised by how much you kept Palmer quiet, Sancho, Madueke, Neto to an extent, even though he was brighter than everyone else I mentioned?
I wasn't surprised, to be honest, and that's not me being egotistical, to be honest with you. I know our defense is very, very good, but I also know their offense is very good. Mm-hmm. But I didn't see how they would have been able to handle Konate and Virgil, because there are two stellar center backs, and not just having one, you have two stellar center backs right there. I just didn't know how they were going to be able to beat them. And Kelleher is a really good goalkeeper. He's not Alisson, but he's still a really good goalkeeper. So I wasn't surprised, but I did have a little bit of worry. I'm not going to discredit Chelsea. As Pop said, Chelsea's a good squad. They're a very good team. They were just poorly managed last season. The smart thing that Modescus did is that he took Enzo Fernandez out this game and didn't start with him. I think if he had started with him, this would have been a completely different game in the first half, and they actually would have been in more trouble in the first half than they actually were, because they controlled the first half, in my opinion. Yeah, we got the penalty and got the goal, but they controlled the first half. But I wasn't surprised, but because I have full confidence in Liverpool's defense. Our defense is very, very good. We do not let in a lot of goals. 3 goals conceded in the entire season so far. That's crazy.
Okay, that's testament is. I think so. Same question to you, Pops, in regards to how quiet you were able to keep Chelsea's attack. You know, the $1 billion squad.
Playing in the style that Mr. Locke does, right? They would thrive against us in the previous years, where we would have been right on the half line, and they could play that counter and get Madueke in behind and cut it back to Jackson. Because we are playing a little deeper, then it means they have to do a lot more in front of us. And for me, a lot of the possession was literally that, just in front of us. And one of the things that you can see a little bit different this season is our team is happy to defend, not just the defenders. Everybody is defending. And you can see that from the first man, whether that's Jota or Nunes, Szoboszlai, Salah, and Gakpo, Lucho on the left, that front four. So we oftentimes press in a 4-2-4. If you beat that press, you'll see them men legging it back. And I like the fact that the team has embraced the concept of defending as a team, which you see Mo Salah helping Trent out today when he got nutmeg, just coming around the back and picking up and saying thanks a lot and moving on. Konate and Van Dijk, for me, are the best 2 centre-backs in the league.
Better than Gabriel and Saliba?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you both have Gabriel and Saliba second, or do you have another partnership in front of those two?
Gabriel and Saliba is second for me.
No, I think Saliba and Gabriel are really good, but those two are winners, and the distinction is always between the winners. If City had a centre back pairing that was consistent, I would say the same thing. So when it was Laporte and Diaz or whoever it was, now they got 4 centre backs, and it's almost like they can just slot anyone in. So it isn't really a pairing necessarily at City. But if they had a 2, I would say, you know what, they're not far behind. And again, being better than somebody doesn't mean I'm saying they're good and the other ones are shit, which is often how people seem to translate and interpret things on the internet. We have a discussion, which is weird to me. Because if you're faster than me and you run 9.79 and they run 9.78, you're faster. You know what I mean? I'm a 100th of a second slower than you, but you're faster. That's it. Yeah. So it's not, Saliba and Gabriel are way down. I'm just saying, in my opinion, Virgil van Dijk is the best centre back individually by himself.
I agree with that. Unfortunately, I do agree with that. That's fair.
There are some people that put
Saliba very, very good, but at 22, Van Dijk wasn't Van Dijk at 32. So Saliba doesn't need to be Van Dijk at 22 or wherever he is. That's just unfair. Rio Ferdinand wasn't Rio Ferdinand at 22. Alan Hansen wasn't Alan Hansen at 22. Whoever you want to call. Cannavaro, Baresi, Maldini. I mean, Maldini might be a little special, but wherever you go, the centre-back isn't the best at 22. He's on the climb. So just let him climb. But all too often, I think it's part of just having discussions is a lot of it is banter, and then that's almost like banter is currency almost. So you got one up on somebody. So Saliba has to be the best in order for you to have that one-upmanship.
You gotta give them something to cling on to, man. They don't win trophies. You gotta give them something to win.
And they still ain't gonna win trophies.
We know that.
Even in the season, again, flawless.
Hey, Barnes, you know that. I know that. Anyone with a brain and two eyes that's not emotionally invested can know that. But because I'm a United fan, I'm just hating. It's like, all right, so I've been hating 2 seasons in a row, yeah, and you lot still ain't done that. All right, bet, sure. It's like, we know this. So when you say Pop's there about banner is currency, is because
they've been,
and that's how they got. Go.
They've been close, all right?
Yeah, and you lot were close. And we've been close at times. Did we celebrate those seasons?
Nope.
No, I don't.
I'm not telling you what to celebrate. That's not me. I'm not celebration police. So I'm never going to be that. I'm never going to be that.
It's not.
Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. It has to be. You can't be. You play no, but you can't. You can't win the title and then say, "Whew, we won it," and have fun at the end of the season. You got to be able to enjoy the journey. And if you end the journey with nothing, then that's how it is. Unfortunately, that's how it ends up. But you can't listen to everybody every week saying you're not going to win anything and say, "Oh, yeah, we're just not going to win anything." I accept it. Come on, man. How's that going to work out?
But what happens if you believe your team's not good enough to win anything? You're supposed to lie to yourself. That,
then no. But if you believe that, then you believe that.
Yeah.
If that's what. So if I'm a Liverpool fan right now, I believe we can win the league. I believe we can win the league. I said it at the end of summer. I said, this team is still in a position that we're good enough to win the league. Whoever comes in, Mr. A, B, C, D, so Mr. Locke has the job. Now, people are saying, so what does that mean? Are you putting pressure on him? I'm putting pressure on the team, not him. This isn't a personal thing for him. I'm saying, if I took the job, I'd be walking into the dressing room and saying, Virgil van Dijk, you're my captain and you've won. Trent, you're my vice captain and you've won. Alisson Becker, you're the best keeper in the world and you've won. Let's do that again, please. That's it.
That's it.
All I'm saying is there's a core group of winners in that team, and they need to elevate the play of the other players. And the new players now have an extra year. So all of the teething issues that you would have had last year for Gravenberch and McAllister and Szoboszlai and whoever else you would have had. Now, whether or not the second string or whatever is as good as it needs to be to get us there, that's up for debate. But in my opinion, and what I'm looking forward to is winning. That's me.
And that's when I was saying
so
that
if we don't win, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah, it's not about being the police. It's about it's a foreign concept to me celebrating finishing second place. If you're a juggernaut of a club the size that Arsenal are, because I'll say Arsenal are a massive club. Like, let's not dispute it. Yes, they have no European history. Massive club. Had great players. Have had success in the modern era as well. So this
European success, though.
Yeah, no European success. We know that's only in the white side of North London, but that's an uncomfortable conversation for them. But we know, like, this is facts. There's only one place there's European trophies, and it ain't the Arsenal side in North London. But, like, why would you? To me, it's a foreign concept celebrating second place.
Yeah, agreed.
What is that? Are you are you Brighton or Brentford? If a Brighton or Brentford or Newcastle or Villa did that, I'd hear it to an extent. Because that's not your aim. Arsenal's aim is always, this is why you spend the money you spend. This is why you pay the wages you pay, is to go and win major trophies. So we finish second in this whole thing. Oh, well, it's Pep and City. So you just roll over. And it's just accepted that you finish second.
Nah. That's
I've heard that
annoys me, actually. The idea that it's Pep and it doesn't matter. It's up to you. I mean, we did it once. Yeah, you only did it once. I keep hearing, you only did it once. Okay, cool. Last I checked, it's blue, 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 red, blue, 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 blue. So if you're not in the blue, then it's not you. It's not you. You're not blue. It's not you. I'm that one red dot in there. Yeah, speak to me when you've got a dot in that.
And I always use you lot as the example. Because going into that season, no one had Liverpool, and the general consensus was in you lot. Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible.
They're not. Yeah, and the crazy part is Arsenal should have won the last two. No. When winning the league title is never easy.
Never.
I've never all the Premier League titles I've seen, I've never seen someone and go, oh, it was easy. It was an easy win. You might be favorites. You might have the best team. You might have the best manager. The team that's chasing you may have injuries, but it's never easy. Because if it was easy, guess what? Everybody would do it. That's why we're on a 10, 11-year drought without it. You know what I'm saying? You lot have got one in however long. Chelsea are going on nearly 10 years without one. Arsenal are 20 years without one. So if it was easy, we'd all do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. But people act like it's like, oh yeah, so we just roll over and play that. So that's where it is. But that's on their lookout, because when they crash short, it's always great entertainment. And being in this space, I get a front row seat. I'm right there when they fail. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Front row seat. I'm saying, see troops meltdown when the realization hits that they're not going to win the league title. And I've seen it 2 years in a row. And I've seen this film before. All that stuff. Great.
And Flawless, I've called that prediction for the last 2 seasons. I have a rivalry with Guna Lee. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
2 straight years I've told him you're winning nothing. 0. No trophies. So said, so done. I've done it again this season. I've told him 0 trophies for Arsenal. And I just love to sit back and be like, yeah, I want it all. I shameless with it. Shameless. They got a good team. I just can't stand the club because of their fan base. That's the truth.
I think they've made a mistake themselves looking at just the league. And I'm not sure if that is a fan thing or actually Arteta's thing. But the idea that everything's on winning the league and not looking at possibly picking up the League Cup or the FA Cup. I mean, obviously Europe is a different kettle of fish altogether, but just the idea that I'm going to play really well, rotate players, rest him this week, do this, adjust for it doesn't. People talk about you have to focus on the league. That never happens. There's never a situation where a man says, I'm done with everything and focusing on the league. It actually happens in the reverse. It's usually, all right, I'm in 6, but if I win the Europa, I'm going to qualify for the Champions League. Let's win the league and go and win the Europa. But it's never going to be, let's bin everything else off, because you're never going to guarantee that you can beat Fulham away or Leicester or Nottingham Forest or whoever it is. But that's the problem. If you write it down.
Exactly.
If you write it down, all of those are W's. Yeah, we'll beat them. Yeah, we'll draw with Liverpool at home. We'll draw with United. We'll draw with City. Yeah, we beat them. Yeah, you're undefeated and you're invincible. You got 100 points or whatever you win. See? Yeah, so easy that was. But you haven't got 90 yet. No, but you haven't got 90.
Yeah, they haven't broken 90 yet.
90 is the number. If you're not willing to get 90, then you're not willing to win the league. You have to be looking at 90. And that is near perfect. Yeah. Because the Invincibles was 90.
I think the Invincibles was, I think they don't even hit 90. I think 90? It was like 89.
No, it was 90. It was 90.
Oh, 90. It got 90. Just 90. Okay.
Bang on. Yeah. Bang on the number.
Bang on. Damn. Yeah, but what's crazy is the mentality of their coach. It stems from him. When you go into a place like Manchester City and you're setting up and playing your team for a draw, that shows for me a weak mentality coming from the coach down to the players. You go and attack Man City. You don't go in there and sit back. That was one of the most boring games I've ever seen this season. Just 2 teams sitting back and be like, who's going to punch first? Like, come on. You just don't do that. If you really have the kahunas, or you can say, I'm going to take this league by the scruff of his neck and I want to win this league, you're going to go after Man City. That's what Liverpool did. Klopp went toe-to-toe with Pep. Every single season, we had 97 points. They had to win with 98. We had 99, 98 points. They had to win with 100. Like, we went neck to neck with these guys, all guns blazing. We didn't pull no punches. But these guys, for some particular reason, just have a weak mentality. When you are playing, your back 6 is all center backs. What are we doing? Are you kidding me? All your back 6 are center backs, realistically, as a real player. They're just playing in a different position.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's madness. And you don't go out in the summer and you go and buy more center back. You went and buy Calaflori. Did you really need Calaflori? Did you not need a striker from last season? You still haven't bought a striker. You're relying on Jesus.
Nah, man, Killer Kai. Don't do that, Barnes. They got Killer Kai, man. That's what I've been hearing.
Nah. Kai Havertz is a waste man. Big up to Lewis, man. Lewis has called him up from time. And you know what? He's trash. Absolute trash.
Talk about it.
You relying on Kai Havertz to win you in the league? You ain't winning the league. Let's just call a spade a spade. You're not going to win the league. It's not happening.
I agree with you. But when I say it, I get told I'm hating. You know what I'm saying? And that. Like, I get told I'm like, yo, what are you lot watching that I've not seen? And big up to Kaneki. He said, no, Barnes, they need more centre backs. You taking liberties, but big up to Kaneki. I look at this guy, yo, out of nowhere, yo, like, okay, yo, just big up Big up Lewis every single time. Big up Rasta Crab. Glad to everyone that's tapped in. Hey, before we continue to get your questions in, but yo, run up the likes because they're not like this like ratio is not it, people, at all whatsoever. Over 100 of you lot in here, only at 42 likes. So let's get up to 80 likes. Like check 1212. Subscribe to Bayesian Reds TV where you find Barnes and Pops and the rest of the click over there. The link's in the title right now. Click the link, opens up a new tab. Go subscribe and go support people. Go and support. One of the mods be kind enough to put the channel the channel link in the chat as well. Much appreciated. Also, trying to think anything else in regards to the game as well. Anything else you might want to add in regards to the game? Anything we're not covered?
I think like I said, good for the game. Yeah. I'm just ready for Arsenal. That's true.
I could mention the referee because you can't go through a weekend without the referees.
Talk about it.
I mean, for the highest quality of football in the world, as we like to call it, the inconsistencies from these men just deplorable now. When you watch it, when you're watching yourself, especially, I mean, obviously when you watch your own game, you got more investment in it. But you're saying to yourself, all right, I try not to be biased, but he just did that. It was fine. We did it and it was a foul. All right. He just did that and it was fine. We did it and it's a foul. I imagining this? No, I might imagine it because that's sometimes you feel it. You're saying you won't feel like the ref against us because that's one of the things that you can use as an excuse. The ref was against us and we didn't get this and we didn't get that. But when you win and you still say to yourself, ref was an ass today though. This was a shit performance. Shoulder to shoulder, you call a foul. A jumping knee to the ribs. I didn't even know what you call that on Jota because that was some sort of rugby maneuver. Viega with some sort of flying kick on Lucho. And you're saying to yourself, all right, what we doing though? What we doing, man? Just get control of the game and let football play properly. I'm sitting now because we've moved to another level. And one of the things I was always saying in the Premiership is we like to talk about the Premiership as though it existed. And it's 1992 to now and it's all one thing. For me, it's different eras and the rules have changed and the game has changed. So right now we're playing a new game altogether. All these rules and movement, I'm convinced that the players themselves don't know what the rules to the game is right now today. So as fans, when we argue about something, a lot of times we arguing just based on our emotion and saying, well, 20 years ago, that won't be a fault. Yeah, it ain't 20 years ago, though. We already know that they've changed this and they've moved that and there's a high bar and this all sort of shit. Because the men like to spout a lot of rubbish when they're talking. I listened to Howard Webb the other day on the Overlap, talking real fancy and pretty about things. And I say to myself, like, why are y'all trying to make this game so complicated with all this different sort of levels and this and that? Tell the players what it's supposed to be. If you kick the ball away, it's a yellow card. Don't talk to me. I ain't interested in any apologies. If you do it, it's a yellow. Good, done. We've had that conversation with everybody. You come me bloody whistle and somebody does it. Go and book him. Just do it. Yeah. That way, you don't have to hear somebody say, well, Arsenal said this and this. I see the key kick it, Joe Pedro kick it, and he kicking and getting on it. That's that. And that's what you saw today in the game. You saw Reece James actually ran next to somebody and fell over. And he ran and said, foul. You say, well, it was not even contact. Then you see literally a collision. And he said to himself, all right, well, that's an easy one. And he said, play on. And he said to himself, all right, nah, I don't want to see you cheating, but what did you see that we didn't just know? Right there. Linesmen to me don't do enough. It just seemed to just run up and down on it. You see a throwing that goes by the corner.
They running out. Must have they running around. Must have they out there running around tricking y'all.
Yes. Occasionally there's flag and there's flag when it's wrong. Usually the man's put the flag up and he said himself, he's not offside. Put your flag down, you clown. Then when you want him to put it up, he ain't putting it up because he waited for VAR or whatever. So I got a real problem with the actual linesmen, because a ball will go off by the corner flag, and a man will end up taking a throw in line with the penalty spot. I said to myself, how many more yards you can allow this man to walk up the pitch with the ball before he throws it? You see Ben White? Ben White is the master of that.
Yeah, boy.
Master. Watch him flawless. Just remember what I'm telling you, watch him. Ben White will pick up the ball and just steal yards. Pretending, looking up, and he's moved another yard, and you could just look at the cuts in the grass. Yeah. He's moved through one entire color into the other color before he releases it. That's at least 5 yards minimum, at least, and it's probably more.
I've seen
things
10.
like that annoy me, and I don't know why, but it really annoys me, because you're telling me that the game is these little margins now. That's what you're telling me. It's all these little fine things. Contact, not a little toe offside is offside. This handball, wrong spot. So if you're doing all of that, why is this allowed? And why is that allowed? Why is there a technical box if Arteta is going to be on the pitch? Why bother? No, like, why bother? If Slot's going to be on the pitch, if Ten Hag's going to be on, give him a pair of boots and a shirt, let him go and play. Why is there a technical box if the men are going to be on the pitch?
No, you're right. You're right.
It drives me nuts, really, because you're looking at all these little margins, as we keep telling me, as we're looking at. So why isn't that a problem then? If Rice can move the ball, as they said, just flick it with the outside of his boot and he gets a yellow card, why isn't that a problem? Because Arteta has an assist. Arteta ran out of his box 2 seasons ago, I think it was, collected the ball and threw it to one of his players on the counter against Watford. They threw it on and scored. And I said, look at. But he got box that he's supposed to be in. What he doing out there retrieving the ball? And worse, he's giving it to his player and started the attack, literally. And this isn't just him, because it's all of them. But why?
They all do it.
All these little rules.
I hate you, because you know why? Because it's inconsistency and incompetence. Like, that's what it is. Yes. This is why with referees, that's
the issue.
Yeah, because I'll talk about it, but like in regards to if United lose a game because of a referee decision, I say this all the time. Yes, at the time I'll mention the ref. I'll be annoyed at the ref, but you have ample time to impact the game. I look at my players first. Yes. I keep saying this to people. Yes. Why are you expecting referees to do their job when they've shown you? They show you on a weekly basis how bad they are at their job. We literally watch it. 38 games a season. We watch it. If we watched all the Premier League games, we would see terrible decisions and inconsistency from a lot of them. And even with better equipment like VAR, we watch them show their incompetence. You now have better tools to do your job, and you still mess it up. There's no excuse. How do you see certain challenges that you can replay big screen, slow-mo it, all angles, and you take 5 minutes and still come to the wrong decision? Because these people are just bad at their job. And people just don't want to accept that they're bad at their job. And there's no punishment for them being, like you mentioned it there, out your technical area or talking to referees. Why is kicking the ball away a yellow card for him, but not for him? Because they're just terrible at their job. I keep telling people this. People were talking about in the Liverpool-Chelsea game, or Tolson should have been sent off. Do I personally believe he should have been sent off? No, because Colwell's right there, and he compared it to the Saliba and Ben White situation where they were much more further apart. But if Tolson gets sent off, you know what I'm looking at? Tolson. Why have you dragged him to the ground? Don't give incompetent people decisions to make. You know they're an idiot. You know someone's an idiot. And you give them a firearm and they shoot themselves. You the problem.
Yeah.
Don't give them the fire. Like, what are we doing out here? You clearly the issue.
Yeah, the referees is a serious issue. I agree with Paul. I agree. Serious. I'm so glad that Tierney is no longer in the Premier done Saudi refereeing games. Thank goodness, because I roasted him every season for the last few years for how incompetent he was. Michael Oliver falling in is on fraud watch. He in that category as well. And this referee today, I don't know how in the second half Nunes won back a ball by 2 guys going for a ball, shoulder to shoulder, 1 man get knocked over, and you call a foul. Really? Is this? It's football, not a contact sport. Like, what are we doing now?
Mm. Yeah.
The incompetence, I agree with both of you. It needs to be addressed, but
agreed.
Until the referees are held accountable for their decisions, if you have a scorecard for a referee after every game, if you're already head of the PGMOL as Howard Webb and you want to fix this issue, have a scorecard. Or do like the NBA. At the end of the game, the very next day, you get a report card that comes out through the media that here's all the deficiencies that you missed in this game.
Yes.
Until you blatantly point the finger at those and says, hey, you just did this. And then if you see one particular referee is doing this on a consistent basis, if you're putting out this scorecard, now you know he's a problem. Send him to the championship. Tell him you're going down for a seat for the rest of the season. You're not going to rep any more Prem games because until you hold these guys accountable, they're going to keep doing foolishness.
Well, and that's what it is. There's no repercussions in the PGMLO. We watched the PGMLO. We watched the FA. They're incompetent too. Even
Very
with the City thing and the charges, the people are like, oh, they're going to throw the book at City. I said, who? The same people that can't even get their referees in check are going to relegate Manchester City or take 30 points off Manchester City. Or do something like give them a record fine in regards to something that's meaningful. Finding them $1 nothing. We're not billionaires. Like what are we talking about here? It's the equivalent of charging us $1, or in my case, £1. Like, what are we doing? Like, it's literally the equivalent of it. But people, but hey, that's the referees. Yeah, because the decisions in the game I look at, I just go, you just have to accept the incompetence and the stupidity, and it is annoying. And until everybody in the Premier League, when I say that, all the teams, all the managers, all the clubs as a whole call a meeting and say, okay, something needs to be done because this is getting out of hand now. And you're costing people that you're costing players money, you're costing players success, you're costing managers success, managers jobs in some instances. Fine margins.
Some teams staying in the Prem. Some teams get relegated because of your incompetence. Wolves last season probably was the most hard done by team last year from referees' incompetence. Horrible calls against that team, and you feel bad. You're like, come on, these guys are playing their socks off, but yet your incompetence is costing them to lose games because you can't call a game right. Man City has probably been the most beneficial because they seem to get away with a lot of nonsense. I remember last season we playing them, although Lucho shouldn't have missed some goals. But how you karate kick a man jump kick? You gave him a 300 kick down the wormhole to McAllister in the penalty box.
You're talking about Doku.
Penalty. This was Michael Oliver.
Yeah, you're talking about the Doku. It was Doku who made the challenge, right?
The Doku, yeah. You gave the man the 300 kick down to the wormhole the way you're going to die in the box and no penalty. Make it make sense. Foolishness.
I hear you, Fez. And love to Sunshine for the super chat. Hey, Sunshine, you're a real one. Thank you. Says, congrats on the new show. Big up to the new guest. Unfortunate they're Liverpool fans, but excited for the conversation throughout the years. Bless. Love to you, Sunshine, every single time. Thank you for the super chat as well. You lot, make sure you subscribe to Beige and Reds TV as well. And subscribe to Sunshine's channel, Sunshine FC. Big up my bro, Sheik in the cut. Says, congrats on the new show, Flawless. Big up Flawless and the Beige and Reds TV crew. You already know Sheik, man. Big up to Fuzz. Says, wow, Beige edition 246 to the world. You already know, man. 100%. It was only right that I put this show together as well. And big up Liverpool 12th man. Says the show Barbados edition logo is almost perfect, but the Red Devils badge in front of our Reds badge is sacrilege. Here the thing is, I just sent the information to my guy. Shout out to my guy who does my thumbnails, and that's what he sent back. I liked it, so I was like, yeah, this can run. You know what I'm saying, plus it's United Liverpool. Yo, you lot are the best side. Give us something, jeez. You know what I'm saying? Let me have the badge in front. And I think he's a United fan as well. I'm not even sure if he is, so that's probably why he did it also. He probably would have said no if I would have said switch the badges. But big up to you, Liverpool's 12th man. So did you, man, think any of the penalties that weren't given should have been given, and vice versa? Do you think the penalty that was given shouldn't have been given?
The one on Sancho, I agree with the call. I don't think it should have been a penalty, to be honest with you. Two guys going for the ball. Yeah, Trent's a little bit late, but the ball's all already gone already. It's just him. You can't give a penalty for that. The Curtis Jones one, first off, Curtis, foolish. He should have shot the ball instead of taking the ball so close to the keeper to even have the keeper get a chance at it. But the keeper got the ball. He got the ball between the keeper legs. Could have been one, questionable, but I wouldn't want it given to against us, so I wouldn't want to take it neither. I ain't that shameless.
Yeah, Fez, what you saying, Pops?
I think Salah's penalty, And I didn't see the Sancho trend. I can't remember that, to be honest. I cannot remember that because people were talking. I say that is another incident I missed because I can't remember it.
Because it was
Salah
so
first.
The naughtiness, it wasn't like major. That's why it wasn't like a major sliding tackle or anything like that. Yeah. Go on.
I saw somebody at a thumbnail saying that we cheated and won, or whatever the case may be. So I said, all right, here we go again, which it's gonna come, right? So when I heard it was Sancho Trent, in my mind, I couldn't see it again. I remember Salah cuts across Caldwell and goes down and nothing. And I'm saying to me, book Salah then. If you're not pointing to the spot, but more, because you're telling me that you think he dived. Because if there's contact in the box like that, it isn't anywhere else on the pitch. Caldwell's gone into him, the ball's still in front more. He hasn't won the ball. So it's one or two things for me. Then it's book more for diving or pointing to the spot. Which, when he quickly gave the penalty right afterwards for Curtis Jones, I was thinking to myself, all right, this is you trying to do a make-up call, because I really didn't see the contact significantly until they showed it in slow motion and said, all right, now you got good eyes, I guess, because I actually thought that Curtis turned and Caldwell won the ball because he was celebrating like he won the ball, which is smart of him, of course. But he clipped Curtis, which you can't kick somebody in the box clearly, especially in the modern game. So that was an easy win. The Sanchez on Curtis is one where I'm saying I honestly would like to hear the understand what the breakdown on that is, because if that's the center back, I'm thinking that he's going to get a penalty, because touching the ball doesn't mean that you've won. That idea that, you got to the ball first doesn't then mean you're allowed to just clatter the man. And we've seen it other places on the picture. They're saying, well, yeah, you got to the ball first, but you still then can't just rip through the man or flip a man on his head. So it's interesting to hear like what. I mean, and again, the rules are different. And again, this is maybe again something that I'm ignorant to. The rules seem to be different in different quadrants on the field. So what you can do in the center circle isn't what you can do then to the right or left of the center circle isn't what you can then do in the box. Now, I'm not sure if that's an official rule or just something unofficially that we see. And that's, I mean, again, it would be something I'd have to check on. But having won, because again, you win penalties now, but having won a penalty not too long before that one being given might have been seen then as, oh my God, because you can't, I mean, obviously you can't have two penalties in one game. I don't know why, but it seems like you're not allowed to have two penalties in one game. Nah, but that's the mindset of a fan. You can't have two penalties, but there are two fouls in the box. What are we doing? If that was given, the fallout that would have been, he's cheating for Liverpool and blah blah blah, and Liverpool want, the FA want Liverpool to win the title or Liverpool again and all that other shit they had to deal with. I honestly, so I'm gonna look for the Sancho incident, right? You remember what minute it was? You could tell me what minute it was.
It was before our penalty call. It was slightly before ours, so maybe 2-3 minutes before ours, and it was on the touch line to the right of Kels. Yeah, on the byline. Yeah, for they were tussling the ball in the box, but the ball had already gone, and then Sancho went down. I mean, the guy's legs got crossed up and so forth, and Trent did like stamp on the top of his foot, but the ball was already gone, so you can't call penalty with the ball already gone. The ball is not at his feet; it's gone. It's out. It's out. It's not even in the box. So how are you gonna call that as a penalty? Yeah, but people just like to nitpick. You know me and these days, man. People too soft. They're too soft.
Fair enough. Yeah, because I remember it was early. It's one of them, though, because Pops mentioned it. The crazy part about the Trent and Sancho thing is, if that's in the center circle, that gets given as a foul, and no one's questioning it. That's why it doesn't make any sense, because a foul's a foul. But if that happens in the center circle, no one goes, "Oh, that's a terrible decision." Everyone goes, "All right, fair enough." But in the penalty area is a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
For whatever reason,
that's why, like I said, I'm not sure if it's an unwritten rule or it's actually a written rule. That because Howard Webb and his group always talk about the high bar. They always thought this high bar. I have no idea what that means. Again, another concept for the referees to use to back up the not clear and obvious. So now there's a high bar and clear and obvious.
Yeah,
they just words that mean nothing.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The Egypt thing, like for true.
It's just unfortunate in that game that Jota ended up getting hurt. And he's got absolutely no luck because the last 2 seasons, this season, last season, it was an impact injury from a player both times. I hope he doesn't have a cracked rib, because if he's got a cracked rib, he's gone for 6 weeks minimum with a cracked rib minimum. So hopefully he's gonna be good, but let's see.
Yeah, so they've not said what. Hey, chat. Does anyone know what if they've said like what the injury is? They would have done some form of diagnosis.
I haven't heard anything.
You don't heard anything?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I see any either.
I see zero reports. Slot didn't bring it up. Nothing. So I don't know if it was more of the impact and he was winded and this discomfort, and that's maybe he definitely have bruising there for sure. I don't anticipate him to play in the Champions League in midweek at all whatsoever. I wouldn't play him, to be honest. But I guess we'll find out more tomorrow.
Okay, no, that's fair. And that being said, you mentioned Champions League midweek. You also travel to the Emirates on Sunday. So next week, that is Liverpool's next game. Confident bounds, obviously. Arsenal injury to Odegaard, Saliba now suspended, losing the Bournemouth game. We don't know if Saka's going to be fit. Are you confident going there? Are you looking at it going, all right, we go get the win?
I go in there to tear their head off, bro. I am fully confident. I want to listen. I said Liverpool's winning this league. I am not holding back this season for no one. We playing in this form, going to Emirates or the Learning Center, wherever you want to call it, and we going to smack them in their own house. We want to win the league. We can win this league. We gotta go on there and beat them. It's simple. Simple as that. If they're a wounded animal, take full advantage of it. If a player is not there, especially when they're better defenders, take full advantage of it. That is my mentality. I'm old school, Flawless. You know, man. We grew up.
I like it.
We're old men. You see all the gray hair, right? Nah. There's no sympathies for me whatsoever. If Saka don't play, Odegaard is definitely missing. Saliba missing. If you got other players missing, I coming in there to pump you up. Pause.
Yo, why? That's fast. Pops, what are you saying about this Arsenal game? Do you share the same confidence as Barnes? Do you share more confidence? Are you a little bit more cautious? I know the answer, but I want to hear it.
Nah, if you're missing Saka, you're missing Odegaard, you're missing Saliba.
Yeah.
And you got your eyes on winning the league, then you're looking at the game and saying, yeah, realistically, I want 3 points. Even with that many teams, you should be looking at it and saying, you know what? I think we're as good as they are. Minimum. We're as good as them. Let's go and get them a match and see. Worst case, with everybody fit, you walk away with a draw. No Saka, no Odegaard, no Saliba.
I think we beat them.
Yeah.
And that's not overconfidence.
Maybe the 3 points on offer more so than they would have been before.
Yeah.
I think our defense shuts them down.
I'm interested to see their mindset, though. That's what it is. What's their mindset going into this game?
Who's going to be their creative player is the question. And that automatically tells me that they're going to struggle. Because they struggled against Bournemouth. They had zero creativity. None. They created nothing. Well, you're gonna rely on Mourinho again. He did nothing.
Rely on Kai Havertz.
Kai Havertz can't create. He's not a creative player. What are you gonna do?
You know what I mean? Set pieces, and you're gonna concede a corner. You're gonna concede a free kick. You're gonna concede a long throw or something. So, as much as it might sound funny, it's like a Stoke. Defend.
I can't see parking.
Use that one set piece. No, but you don't have to park the bus to be defensive. You said it. They play with 4 center backs already. You play with Declan Rice and Partey, and let's say Marino. There's that 3 isn't ultra attacking.
Surely he can't do that again. Surely you can't.
You're gonna play the kid. You're 70-year-old kid. 70-year-old kid can start.
But
no, I think you could go on, Barnes. You go on.
He went to Man City with a full squad and parked the bus. Who's the city? He ain't gonna park the bus against Liverpool, knowing that he's a wounded animal. That's the mentality that Arteta have. He's not going to try to push out Liverpool.
But he's at home.
It don't matter, bro.
He at home.
He does not have the firepower to go up against Liverpool without. If he has no Saka, right, and he's got no Odegaard, who is his creative player? He can't expect to go toe-to-toe with Liverpool, even if he at the Emirates.
The white players.
Surely he has to go Martinelli, Jesus, Trossard, Havertz. Surely that has to be the four.
Sterling,
somebody.
I'm not saying Jesus is good, but I'm saying you have to be, or even Sterling instead of Jesus. You have to go with that four. It has to be four from those five you just mentioned.
Yeah,
you cannot play 3 DMs at home. No way. I'm not saying he can't, people. When I'm saying that in the sense of it just makes no sense to, considering how badly it went wrong.
It's illogical.
In form. Very no sense. And I rate Arteta to an extent. You can't be that daft.
Watch and see. Flawless. Mark my words. Next weekend, right? When we have this conversation on this show next weekend, you're going to be like, Barnes, you're right, the man parked the bus.
He got because there's one thing like parking the bus and being defensive. That I kind of get with the lack of the injuries you have. However, you can't go with that 3 DMs against Liverpool at home. Playing that at home is just wrong anyway. But you can't do. Surely you go, all right, I play Trossard in the 10, Havertz in the 9, Sterling and Martinelli. Even if it's not the best, because I don't rate the majority of those attackers. But at least they're attackers. At least the intent is there. You mentioned it there when he went to City, how he's shown his team the mentality of, we're not here to lose. You can't do that at home to Liverpool. Can't do that at home. You shouldn't do that at home, period, if you have aims to go and win a league title and you spend all this money as well. But we'd be crazy if he does. I'll say it, Barnes, if he does that. This show next week, I'll say that, you called it right. I can't believe it. I hear you connecting when you said Flawless, they consistently play 5 CBs, but I'm talking more about the 3 in midfield. Surely you have an offensive outlet, whether it's Trossard, whether it's Hazard, whether it's Havertz, or whether it's Enwari. It's got to be one of those 3 in the 10. Or Jesus, just an attacker. What do you think they do, Pops? Sorry, go on, Barnes.
Before Pops start, I can say it no. Arsenal losing next weekend, and then when they play Chelsea the following weekend at the Bridge, they're going to lose again, and the fan base going to go crazy. Watch. Click me up. Whoever in the chat, you can click me up. I said it. They're losing all 3. They have no creativity. That team is going to struggle without Odegaard. He was their maestro. He is their talisman. He created everything. Came from Odegaard. Everything. They will struggle. You think even if Saliba is going to be back, they're going to have a problem with Chelsea. They're going to have a problem with them.
Damn. I'm looking at their fixtures now. So obviously they lost the bomb. If you're saying they're going to lose to you lot, then it's Newcastle. They got Newcastle away in between.
Is that a
Newcastle
game
away,
or is that Prem?
No, that's a league game. That's a league game.
Okay.
Newcastle first. Yeah.
So they're going to beat Newcastle.
Chelsea.
But then they're going to lose to Chelsea.
So you reckon they lose 3 out of their next, when after Chelsea, it'd be 3 out of their next 4. Damn. Oh, I need that. I'm just thinking about the content. It's just running through my
Look at you.
Look, Troops would be so unhappy.
Look at you.
Pops, don't act like you don't want the same thing to happen. You thought the same thing as me. The wheels started turning as well. You was like, I was just thinking about if they do that after all the talk, if they lose to that, if they lose to you lot and they lose to Chelsea, their fan base would be in complete meltdown. I do think they'll beat Newcastle because Newcastle is great.
Fans will lose their mind, but I can't see them losing 3 out of 4, to be honest. That's just me. Right.
To the prediction. So you're less confident, Pops, going to the Emirates. Go on.
Oh no. That's not about me. That's the rest. Like I said,
that's Chelsea.
Saka, Odegaard, and Saliba missing.
Mm-hmm.
That's 3 points for me. I'm looking at that and saying we gotta go and get 3 points. With the 3 of them missing, because if we're missing Van Dijk, Salah, and let's say Gravenberch, if we're missing them 3, you're looking at us and saying, "Yeah, that's a weaker team. Somebody got a chance against them."
Absolutely.
So that's what we should be looking at. But at a minimum, he should just play a 4-2-3-1 and match us up. So like you said, somebody got to be in a 10. You can't be 3-4-3, as in just 7 defenders basically, and maybe you're inverting with Timber on one side or Calafiori or something. That doesn't.
Timber injured. Timber's injured.
Is Timber injured?
Yeah.
Hey, TJ, big up to TJ. TJ, is Timber injured, if you know? Yeah, what's the injury, if you know?
Yeah.
Let me know.
Big up TJ.
Big up TJ.
Every single time, absolute real one. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you lot subscribe to TJ Warren TV. Looking forward to doing some of these crossovers as well, people, as the season commences, because we got the Bayesian show, we got the Yardman show, the Arsenal show. Hey, people, trust me, like the wheels are turning. Some of these crossovers going to be fun that we do throughout the season. For real, trust me. But big up every single time. He says Timber is injured, yeah. Hoping he's going to be back next week. For me, I think for some reason, I think Saka plays. Yeah. Though. I think Saka plays against you, lot.
Me too.
Yeah, I think Saka's there. Odegaard will be missing. Obviously, Saliba's suspended, but I think if Saka is 60% fit, he plays him. Now, if that's the right decision, if he plays his part and they win the game, but if he breaks down and they draw or lose, or even if he breaks down and they win the game, bad decision. I think it's literally after that Bournemouth game, I don't think they can afford to not beat you lot. And with Saliba out and Odegaard out, it's extra reliance. Yeah, TJ, I agree with you. I think Saka will play. Does that change your thought process, Barnes, if Saka plays? No, you saying no. You're just going to run through them.
We beat an Arsenal next weekend. I'm telling you right now. I like TJ, but I go into the Emirates for 3 points. I'm sorry. Sorry, but not sorry. Straight goods.
First. All right, Barnes, so let's get your scoreline prediction for the game. What's your scoreline prediction for the
Arsenal Liverpool next week?
Yeah.
2-0.
2-0.
0-2, I would say. 0-2.
0-2. First. Pops, what are you saying? Scoreline prediction before we move on from
That's
this.
Our favorite scoreline. That's our favorite scoreline, man. That's our favorite scoreline. Clean sheets. I
can't see them scoring.
I gave Chelsea one today. I actually had a 3-1. I predicted a 3-1 for Chelsea today, right? For some reason.
You weren't that far off.
If there is no Saka, no Odegaard, I don't think they score.
Okay, let's say Saka. Okay, Pops. Let's say Saka plays. Yeah.
I still don't see them score.
Yeah, they got a chance. They got a chance. It's because Saka will give you that outlet that you're talking about, that creative spark that you need. He will give you that.
Listen.
And in every game you get a chance. In every game there's a chance. And
yeah,
there's gonna
100%.
be a corner or a set piece that they're gonna do well in. So for me, I think we might concede, but I'm looking at a win.
I'm not ignorant with it. Saka's a very good player, but if our Liverpool defenders do their homework, Saka is very one-track minded and one-dimensional. Everything he's going to do is to turn in onto his favorite foot, cross the ball inside. Saka don't go by line. He don't go by line. He's cut in on his left every single time. Shoot the ball or crossing the ball with the left foot. Every game you watch it, that's what he's doing, favoring one side. Mohamed Salah is very similar. Sometimes Mo will trick you and go by line. Sometimes Mo will go by line. I don't ever see Saka going by line. Ever.
Let me ask you, you think Saka's overrated?
I don't think he's overrated. I just think people hype him up way too much than he is. To be honest, he's a very good player. Very, very good player. But is Saka world class? No. No, he's not. He's won nothing. I'm not going to put in world class that category. He's not won a trophy. Zero. Was he part of the team when they won the FA Cup?
Yeah, but he didn't play like that. Yeah, he played the early rounds, I think. He played the early round, but he didn't play anything like meaningful minutes, to my knowledge. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that be the case. Yeah, he was part of the squad, but I don't think he played like that. Damn. Hey, so what are you saying, Pop? Scoreline prediction? With Saka and without Saka?
1-2 with 0-2 without.
So win either way. All right, first. Big up to Andy. Yeah, first. I hear you. You know what I'm saying? As I think about it more, so it's like I can't see anything, unfortunately, but you lot winning. I'm tired of it. I want Arsenal to win. Like, it's the sign I want both teams to lose. Let me just clarify that. People always ask me, we
cancel the match.
Just cancel the match, right? Yeah. Share the points and
that points from both of them.
Exactly.
Deduct, not even share. Deduct points from both of them.
Deduct points, because we couldn't play the game. That's exactly my thought process. See, we're on the same wavelength, 100%. That's where I'm at. So it's like, I'm tired of you lot, but I don't like them either. So here we are. Flawless, what are the chances Ten Hag survives till the end of the season and Slot wins the league in the first season? In regards to the first part of your question, Andy, and you lot, I will get to United as well. We definitely get to it. What are the chances? With Ineos, there's a chance. I don't know why people are so sure and so certified and put so much trust in this group that have shown you their incompetence. It's like the referees. And I didn't want Ineos in the first place. I don't like anything they've done outside of the window, and they've made horrendous decisions. So you can see that these trolling me like, that's it. I'm saying this is where it's at. That family just laughing at us, and I can't even say that. I get it. And you got to give Ineos a chance now. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. And if I keep saying this, if Ineos had done what the Glazers had done from the time they got here in February up until this point, we would have slaughtered them as a fan base, and rightfully so. But because it's Ineos, people want to give it. Like Ineos and Glazers are the same people. You know, when I say that in regards to their incompetence and them not wanting what's best for Manchester United, it's literally you take the Ineos sticker off the product and it says Glazer underneath.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How Manchester United do your legendary manager so dirty and still got this ball fraud sitting on his sideline?
For the things I just mentioned. If that was the Glazers who did that, up in arms. I'm actually, like, in that sense, for Fergie, I don't even want him involved. Like, not because I don't rate him. One, he's an ambassador too. Rest, man, you the GOAT. I don't want you having to be here and be involved in the stress and be involved in the meeting. If it's this bad from the outside, how bad is it going on in the inside? If the food is this terrible that is being served, what's going on in the kitchen? I don't want you in the kitchen. You my GOAT. I'm saying, you gave me the best footballing memories of my entire life. I'm saying, for literally pretty much my entire life, like 2 decades and some change. Go rest, man. You are OAP, go rest. Not even no disrespect. Could they have done it in a better way? Yeah, but I'm not even too sure what ambassadors do. But in regards to them getting rid of Fergie, so to speak, and keeping Ten Hag, it just goes to show it's just Ineos in a nutshell. Bad decision making. Like, you could have waited to get rid of Fergie, knowing what's going on. Read the room. I even have no major issue with that. But everyone's talking about the man, and you decide to get rid of Fergie now. You could have just waited to the Brentford game and done it Monday. And it would have been better hitting because we're just coming off a win. But all the conversation's been about Ten Hag going. You man had this meeting, wall of silence, said nothing, bottled it, didn't say anything, didn't come out and back this man, none of this rubbish. Because Ratcliffe's quick to jump in front of a camera when he's talking about buying the club. He's quick to be in front of a camera when he's on the BBC over here talking about, oh, we want to play this way and we want to try and catch City and Liverpool quick. But when we actually need answers from you now, there's nothing. And you lot were all there watching at the Villa game. I think who made the point? Was it Surfer? Surfer made the point when it was all lined up at the Villa game, when he was in the stand, sat down. And it was like a jury, like judging the court case. And you lot said nothing. I would have preferred you to come out and say, yeah, we're going to back it. Because then at least you know where we stand. But again, incompetence. But people don't want to call it out. That's why I never said over the summer, or Ineos are cooking, or I rate Ineos, and I didn't want them in the first place. And they proved me more right than I thought. I thought they were bad, but you all heard seen the meme. My expectations were low, but holy fuck. That's how I think about Ineos. But my expectation was on the floor anyway. And it's like, you really even worse than I expected this time. All right. Told people from the jump, strap in, it's going to be a long season. We're not doing anything this season. Write it off. Oh, Flawless, you toxic, you negative. Wait, and we're going to do this, that, and the third. All right, just wait. My apologies I've been given this. Oh, you was right, you called this. I ain't Mystic Meg. I'm saying I don't have a crystal ball. I'm saying I ain't the most intelligent Manchester United fan or the most intelligent in terms of football. It's common sense. Again, but people too busy look at the badge, Manchester United, and look at the name rather than actually what's on the pitch. I tell people all the time, blank out the name and blank out the name and blank out the badge, and just look at the players and look at the squad. Look at the squad and look at the manager, and then that'll tell you all you need to know. People say, oh, we can finish top 4. Why are we going to finish? What is top 4 about our team? What do we have the 4th best of? Do we have the 4th best manager? No. Do we have the 4th best goalkeeper? No. 4th best defense? No. 4th best midfielders? No. 4th best attackers? No. 4th best squad overall? No. 4th best bench? No. So why are we going to finish 4th? because we're Man United.
And you guys can score 80 goals.
Yeah, and we're going to remember that. You heard them conversations I was involved in. I'll never forget this. I keep saying this. I will never forget this summer to the day I die. See, we could be in 2034 and I'll be talking about the summer of 2024. The way that I was told we are going to score 80 plus league goals. From who? I had to look around like, did we get some new players I didn't know about? Who's these niggas? 80 plus goals. Oh, we can get 75. Based off of what? They must. Surely they can get. What makes you think this? And you have evidence. Take Xerxes out of it. You have evidence with the rest of them. Or even put Xerxes in there. Look at previous, but people don't. People just thought, oh, they're United, so all of a sudden it's going to click into gear. We don't have individual brilliance like that. We shown it on the weekend, which surprised me, which I'll get to. That tells you all you need to know about our fan base. So yeah, we didn't. So yeah, to answer your question, Andy, could he survive to the end of the season? Absolutely. Absolutely, he could survive to the end of the season. And in regards to Slot winning the league in the first season, it's going well for them so far, but we'll see. So far, like City is still there, so I don't think they will. But it looks like they're going to be the closest to, because I had Arsenal second, City third, but Arsenal second, Liverpool third. But you lot, Liverpool doing well, unfortunately. But hey, we move. Yeah, Malu, you was there. That infamous Unfiltered podcast. It was the show before the game against Fulham. And me and Traps had a big debate about it. And he got my first heated, Saeed put heated in the title. I even said last show we was on, hey, flawless. I got that one wrong. So bless. I even saw in the
I think that's pure hopium, bro. I don't know if anyone in their right mind could think Manchester United score 80 goals in one season with that lineup.
Hey, some people said 85. No, I don't say in the season. It was in the league. Let's get it right. It was league goals. It wasn't overall. It was specifically league goals. Bear in mind, we haven't cracked 80 goals in over 10 years.
That's crazy.
We've cracked 70 goals once in the last 10 years. So clearly this has been a problem for a long time. We scored 58 last season, 57, but all of a sudden we going to jump to 85, 90 with the same players. Now, if we got a new manager, I'd hear it. New manager, I'd understand it to an extent. Like Spurs are the second highest goal scorers right now in the league. I don't rate their attack. However, they have a manager that's put a system in place that helps them. Because you know why? Word to surfer. Coaching matters, people. Coaching matters. People act like it don't. Yes, coaching matters. But hey, we move. Oh yeah, Malu. Yeah, when I had to break that, like when I'd ask people to break, that was some of the best conversations when people told me, oh, we get 80 goals. All right, let's break this down. Let's do this. Show me you're working out. And we went through the individual players. And you see how silly it sounds. People had 4 or 5 players getting 10 plus goals. That don't happen. Even teams that win the league that get 90 plus goals, you have 2, maybe 3 players who get 10 plus. And then a player will chip in with an 8, a 6, a 5. But all of a sudden, everyone getting 15, 20, and 25 and 10s.
Someone said Rashford scored 17 goals.
Yeah, someone said Rashford 17 goals.
When's the last time Rashford scored so many goals?
People Remontada season, the season before, that's what people were banking on. So Garnacho all of a sudden going to get 15. His max.
Garnacho can't hit a barn door,
bro. Yeah, the most he ever scored is 8, but he just going to double his tally, pretty much. Based off of what? Oh, Hojlund going to get more goals. Why? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he can get 15. What makes you think he can get 15? A man who went 0016, you're banking on getting 15 league goals. Oh, Xerxes can get 15. I rate Xerxes. I think Xerxes is a good player. You got 9 at Bologna. So he's going to come here and just double his tally in his first season in the Premier League. Diallo, who I rate, not a goal scorer like that. What are we doing out here? Like, I really don't understand it. Bruno will get his 10. Well, Bruno won't even get 10 without penalties, but that's a whole different conversation. He never scored 10 league goals without penalties. Well,
Bruno can't even get 10 league assists, bro.
Yeah, facts. Can't even complete 10 passes, but here we are. But hey, Bruno, the best chance creator. All right, sure. I'm saying we scored. How many goals we scored? I think 7 goals. Is it 8 goals in 8 games? I think it's 8 goals in 8 games we've got. So we're back to a goal a game, people. Back to a goal a game. But yeah. Well, they've already answered the question, Andy, about Slot winning the league. In regards to it, both confident, which I get.
7.
Yeah.
The 7 we scored. See, I gave them 1 too many. 7. Was it 7 and 8? Joke thing.
7 versus 9. Minus 2
goal difference. -9. -2 goal difference. I like Kaneki said we 0-1 from last year, so it's -3. Thoughts on the win against Brentford, flawless. Warrior J. Poor first half from both sides. Both sides. It was dull affair. Defensively, like I've been saying, we've pretty much done all right, but too many people just looked at that Liverpool game and said, oh, Manchester United have been awful defensively all season. No. We're the greatest defensive team? No. But are we that bad? Not in the slightest. Check the defensive record. So, yeah, in regards to the Brentford game, dull affair. Does the lit maybe help and we don't concede that goal? Maybe, but it just shows the incompetence of even our medical staff. The man's bleeding, gushing out blood. Just put a bandage on his head. Just put a bandage. Like, what is to come? I don't.
Like, if that's not going to fall off with his sweat, that's not going to stick. You got to actually wrap his head up.
That's what I'm saying. Wrap, but they didn't know bands. They didn't even put a bandage on him. They put Vaseline on like he a boxer and just put, you know, when you see a boxer get cut and they put the grease on, you know what I'm saying, and push man out. That's it. They put grease 3 times. There was 3 stoppages. To deal with that. And nobody said, medical people who I'm sure have qualifications, have been in this situation before, paid thousands of pounds to do their job. Somebody just goes, bandage it. Yeah, just put a bandage around his head. Simple. Put a bandage around his head. So, yeah, again, incompetence. But like, I think it was Madison who said in the chat, he probably didn't have a bandage and it wouldn't surprise me. Won't surprise me if we weren't prepared because this is Manchester United in a nutshell. So...
medical staff without a bandage is like a policeman walking around without his gun.
Is it?
What are we doing?
What are you doing? Can't say. Like, what is it? So then we concede the goal late on. It was a drab first half. It was boring. Anyone who's seen the watch along almost put Eddie to sleep. I think he did fall asleep again. And then second half, we actually for once came out well in the second half.
You did.
Actually like turned it up in the second half, and we scored a goal from something I don't say often. It was individual brilliance. I was super surprised because that's not something you associate with us. I just mentioned about our attack and the lack of creativity, but the ball from Rashford, superb. And Garnacho, who had a terrible game up until that point, had missed, couldn't hit the target. Phenomenal volley. Quality finish, 110%. Like I thought he was going to miss. Quality. And then the second goal was like that as well. Bruno, flick around the corner. Self-awareness, not saying that you associate with him like that, but little deft touch around the corner. And Hojlund, clever finish. It was the correct finish to do at that point with the keeper oncoming and dinked it as well. And that's what it is. And 2 pieces of individual magic, 4 from our 4 attackers got us the win. And then that was pretty much that. I thought the defense was all right as it's been. Casemiro and Eriksen is my favorite pivot, and I think it needs to play more often because it has a balance to it. And it goes to show as well, people are like, oh, Casemiro's finished. You ain't heard that since that Liverpool game. Played against Tottenham when we had 10 men, was fine. Played against Porto away, was fine. Played against Brentford, was fine. I'm not saying, oh, he's world-class and a world beater. I'm just saying he can play in the Premier League. When you look at some of these other central midfielders out here, Casemiro is definitely capable of playing in the Premier League. No disrespect. If James Ward-Prowse can play in the Premier League, Casemiro can play in the Premier League. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's ample people act like, oh, we'd leave him when it. But again, everyone looked at that Liverpool United game. I thought because he was woeful in that game. Do not get him misunderstood. Oh, he's done. No, he just had a bad game. Because the game before that, 2 games before that against Fulham, he was the man of the match. But again, recency bias, and it's all about now. And if you play well, you're world class and give you the whole club and give you everything. You play poorly, you need to be sold. It's like there's no balance. So yeah, that's pretty much. I know you lot were asking in the chat before my thoughts on the game. Anything you lot want to add in regards to the United Brentford game?
I was actually I had the prediction for Brentford to beat your team, to be honest with you, because when I saw the amount of injuries that you guys were dealing with coming into this game, I'm like, whoa. I'm like, Brentford's been scoring early. They should have scored early in this game. They just waffled. But fair plays to you guys. You know what I mean? It wasn't the best game to watch. Yeah, very scrappy in the first half, but you guys had 2, like you said, 2 brilliant plays, and you scored 2 goals. You were clinical on them, and you come up with a win. Your defense was good. You negated and Buemo. He was non-existent in that game. Like, wasn't even a factor. Period. Fair plays to you, but you were at Old Trafford too, so you should have held on home field against Brentford. Brentford hasn't won there in I can't even tell you how long. Very long time.
Yeah, it was Someone said the record, which why I thought we ain't winning this because it's a crazy record since the last time they won at OT. Can't remember when it was. But it was a crazy record. Yeah, someone said it. I was like, oh boy.
But yeah, you guys did your work. You got your 3 points. You saved Ten Hag job for a few while longer. Hey, I'm with it, man. Ten Hag at the wheel. You know what I mean? Drive the bus, bro.
Yeah, I didn't say all that, man. Yeah, we did. I didn't say all that stuff. Actually, man. He jumps under no threat. You know what I'm saying? According to him, I believe him. Believe him what he's saying, Pops. See you cheesing over there. Thoughts on the game.
Remember what I told you? The less said about United, the better for me, man. Big up Thomas Frank, though. You read the script. Job done. I told Barnes midweek, ask him. I said, look, 2-1, these men can win it. Some way, somehow, these men can find a way at Old Trafford to dig out the win. And you did it. I mean, kudos to you. But I'm bigging up my man Thomas Frank, no?
Yeah, shout out Thomas Frank.
Then I got the win.
Oh, Lord of mercy. Yeah,
Thomas Frank had a brown envelope in his pocket, man. He took it. It says, all right, take this.
Keep Ten Hag in the job, man.
You know what's the craziest part? I think even if we lose, they don't sack him. That's the craziest part. I think we could have lost the game 3-0. I don't think they sack him. Serious.
At this
point, you think they have that much confidence in him as a manager?
No. I don't think it's confidence in Ola Barnes.
No. Ain't no confidence in Ten Hag. I'm saying if we lose the game 3-0, I don't think he gets sacked. In regards to, I don't trust them to sack him. They've shown me there's no bar. You showed me there's no, like, what? You've assessed him all last season after we had our worst ever Premier League campaign, worst ever Champions League campaign. All then agreed that he wasn't good enough because you actively tried to replace him. So then you're going off new information. You've give him extra money. You then give him more talent. You've given 2 managers alongside him. You've given him structure, and the results are worse. So you're showing me you had a golden opportunity to sack him in the summer, which you tried to take but fumbled that. And that ties into the incompetence in regards to that you couldn't find a manager. That's shown me you're incapable and incompetent already. But people bypass that. Oh, there's no managers out there. Rubbish. I'm saying you got a new manager. Chelsea found a new manager. Brighton found a new manager. There's lots of managers out there. I'm saying there's these things called leagues that are being played all over Europe, people. You can go and locate a manager. And at Manchester United have all the resources to do this. But hey, we moved. So with that, this is just facts. They then decided to keep him. Crazy. Offered Bruno a new deal. Absolute nuts. But hey, why he deserved the new deal, I have no idea.
That one floored me. Why are you giving Bruno another deal? That one floored me.
Yeah. We were 14.
No, I honestly, all jokes aside, I think they can actually keep Ten Hag for the rest of the season.
Absolutely.
But I think next summer is when they will sack him and bring in. I have a very sneaky feeling that Manchester United is going to get Amarin from Sporting as the next manager. To be honest,
we do. That's my first pick. That's who I want. That's what I wanted in the summer. I said go get him off Flick. I would have took Flick first. I mean, obviously Flick went Barcelona. So yeah, in regards to even if we lose 3-0, let's say we would have lost 3-0 to Brentford, there would have been talks about him being sacked. Of course, would have been loud talks. Do I think they sack him? No. You've already shown me that there's no bar. We were 14th, and you didn't sack him. So why are you gonna sack him after this one bad result against Brentford? What's the difference between that and the previous bad results and how the team's playing?
Yeah.
Like we talk about the referees, like Pops was saying, what do you see? That's how I look at them the exact same way. What have you seen that gives you positivity going forward that you're like, yeah, and again, it just comes back to you gotta call incompetent people incompetent. You're just incapable of doing your job.
Agreed.
So that's why when people talk about wins keep him in the job, probably you get sacked anyway. I think we'd have to be legit relegation. And when I say like we'd have to legit be like 18th for them to act. Not 14 for like 3-4 points above the relegation. I'm saying like legit 18th. Like for them to go, yeah. All right, let's sack it. But
so question for you. With this ownership situation that with Ineos and those guys, is it a situation that if the Glazers want to, they can take back their shares, their percentage that they sold to them? Or no?
No, to my knowledge. Yeah, to my knowledge, you have to buy it back. Like the 25% they've got is solid. So, yeah, to my knowledge, they couldn't. And I know There's one of the Glazers is involved, like is on the board. But the craziest part about that is the Glazers would have sacked him by now. They sacked managers for less. They sacked a manager after winning the FA Cup. They sacked managers for doing way less. So I look at it and I go, again, what do you see? And you mentioned it there. Let's say they keep him to the end of the season, then they hire a new manager. So you just write off a season. You can't just write off a season. This ain't a year in your life. This is not like, all right, I'm just gonna chill out, not party, not drink, not smoke, and let me get myself together and da. Like, yeah, that's on you. You can't do that with your football moves on. Like what you could have done in this year could help you set up for the next guy. Let's say it is Amorim. All right, you sack Ten Hag, you give the job to Ruud on an interim basis. Don't give him the job permanently, and then you have the whole season to go and find whoever the next guy is. Sit down, have conversations, decide what players in the squad you want to keep, what players you want to sell, who you need to bring in, what the profile is. Okay, just common sense. Just common sense. Well, they don't have it. That's what it is. And to see a verse who says there's not much gap between any competent manager you could get versus what the rest of the pack have as their managers too. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there isn't really, like, people say, oh, you need an elite manager. Nonsense. There's barely any elite managers anyway. Don't need an elite manager. I just need a competent coach. So for me, someone who you can, you know what, put a system together just to start. But, yeah.
Like Slot, like Mr. Lock.
Yeah, and the crazy part about Slot before you go, Jez was talking about Slot on this channel when Conte got sacked. So how come Jez can know a manager, but you telling me any else can't? All right, okay, yeah, go on, Pops.
But wouldn't you see Flick as one of those elite managers? Because to me, he was an obvious choice.
Yeah, that's why
it was an obvious choice to me.
Yeah,
obvious. I was surprised it took so long for somebody to game.
Yeah, I'm obviously going to pick the elite manager because he was actually one that was available. So that's why he was, to him, in the summer, I wanted Flick, and then it was Amorim second. And then obviously Flick went Barcelona, so I was like, all right. But yeah, if an elite manager is available, go get him. But I just hate that discourse and the conversation about, oh, there's no managers out there. No, there's not. I mean, like, there is. That's the wrong way to think about it.
Yeah.
But people are just lazy. Like, people say, oh, the player market's bad. No, it's not. It's not. Your scouts are just not doing their job. Your recruitment team's not doing their job. There's hundreds of thousands of players playing football. You can't find someone to be a striker for your football club. You're incapable of doing your job. Because there's a striker none of us are talking about right now. In 2 years, we will say, oh, he's one of the best in the world. Go on.
Agreed. If Amorim came, say no, right now, bang, boom.
Yeah.
Do you think that you've got a squad that he can work with, or like because they've backed Ten Hag to the point that he's been allowed to spend a lot of money and buy a lot of his ex-players from Ajax, who some people might like and some people don't like. So bringing in a new man now, does that mean? Do you think he has the tools to work with as it currently stands, or is it still one that might you write off the season and give him money to spend in the summer?
No, absolutely. Because I think Amorim just being a coach would be fine. Are these players good enough to go compete at the highest level? No. Are they better than they're showing right now? Yes. They're better than 11th. They're better than the minus goal difference. And how I know this is because Ten Hag did better with them. They won 2 trophies on accident. They finished third. These things have happened with arguably a weaker squad on paper. So it's kind of like, yeah, I'm like, are we good enough to go and compete? Yes. We're good enough to go. We had our worst ever league season and we're 9 points from top 4. So do I think we can go and even outside of that, I mentioned the FA Cup and League Cup. So we've already shown we're capable of winning those. Europa League, are we capable? Yeah. I'm not going to say we're the favorites, no. But if you go and get Amorim, be just him just coaching and it's just miserable. Like we've all played Mario Kart. You know when you get hit and you have the cloud above you and your character goes small. That's what it's like at Manchester United. Just remove the cloud and we'll do better. You don't even have to do anything. Because the cloud slows you, laughing, the cloud slows you down and you can't do nothing, and your character goes small for those that haven't played Mario Kart. And then as soon as the cloud's off you, your character goes back to the regular size, and then you can drive faster. Don't need no ammo, no weapons, no nothing. Like that's what it's nothing worse than that cloud in Mario Kart, by the way, people. But yeah, that's what it's like. Yeah, and we just under the cloud. So all I'm saying is, I'm just saying, take the cloud off. That's why I'd say I don't even know if Ruud, like, give the job to Ruud. Giving the job to Ruud just takes the cloud off just getting rid of Ten Hag. He's just misery, man. You walking around like Death. It's like in Family Guy when Death's just walking around and everyone's just on edge. I look at it, it's just miserable. Everything just ugly. Football's ugly. Atmosphere is ugly. Like Everything. Nothing. Everyone who goes, talk to people who go to the stadium. I talk to Saeed and Double A and Ash. Man don't want to go. Right? It's not, I don't want to watch. I don't want to do watch along. Let's do it. Content purposes. All right. I'm just saying I don't get fined. Man, I'm falling asleep on watch alongs.
Saeed, to be fair, was in the parking lot ready to fight, man.
Yeah, he's ready to fight, man. He said, I'm right here in the parking lot. Still there now, shout out Saeed. He was ready. Had Saeed, and Saeed's a calming. That's not Saeed. He's a calm individual. Like Saeed's not like confrontational like that. Like he'll handle himself, yes, in confrontation, but he's not aggressive. He's pissed like that. That's when I know it's like, all right, it's getting bad. Like if certain man do that, you're like, all right, cool. You'll just thump up a man just cause. But like Saeed saying that, like he's had it again, and this is we're only in mid-October. Like this ain't mid-May. You know what I'm saying? This ain't April where you go, all right, the season's coming to a close. There's 4 or 5 games left.
I don't blame your fan base, to be honest with you, because the way Manchester United has been run for the last 2 seasons under this manager has been absolutely horrible, to be honest with you. You've wasted some money on some absolute guys that should be playing in the MLS. Actually, you know what? Maybe put them in the Saudi League, put them in the MLS. Anthony is just the biggest bunch of crap I've ever seen in my life.
Anthony. Don't forget Mason Mount. Don't forget Mason Mount.
Mason Mount, 60 M's for him. The dollar figures that they have paid for some players that are so mediocre is incredible. Wasting money. You didn't even bring in quality. You just says, oh, I can just reconstruct Ajax 2.0 in Manchester United. Because it worked in Ajax, it's going to work in Man U.
But then he can't play the Ajax way, remember? That's what he said. So you got Ajax ballers and Ajax coaches. And you're from and you managed in Ajax, but you can't just say anything. So I don't pay attention. Like people say, oh, did you hear what he said? Nah, my chat tell me. Like quotes. I'll be like, all right, what did he say? Like, let me know the quotes. Because like when people insult my intelligence, I'm not with it. Like I can't then I find it tough to then remain respectful when you're just blatant. We can disagree all we want, but when you're just insulting my intelligence, that's when I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna be disrespectful. Like at this point. Like, that's it. The fact that rival see this. Yeah, Sunshine, you right. And you was there, you seen them streams, you was on some of them streams. Any else this and that to say, all right. Okay.
And it should not be accepted from a Manchester United fan for the mediocrity that's been playing in Manchester United for the last couple of years. You shouldn't accept it. Period. You're one of the biggest clubs in Europe. One of the biggest clubs in Europe. You've got pedigree. You've got European pedigree. You've got legends. Like, Pot's killing me there when he's driving the bus.
Oh my God.
For anyone that want to be,
that's what they got.
Yeah, it's true. To be back, you guys would have been better off keeping Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as your manager rather than this clown. To be honest with you,
just keep it stepping. That's why it don't make no sense to me. That's another thing. You can't keep sacking managers. Says who?
Chelsea does it all the time.
Yeah, says who?
Where is that written? Where is that? But where is that written?
Where is that written? You know what I'm saying? So all of you lot, everyone who says that, you're still with your childhood sweetheart, yeah? That you know. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna still say, oh, don't sack the manager, but he's turning around spending this amount of money on a player that should be playing in the 3rd division in Anthony. You wasting money on this person, that person. Like, come on. Eriksen's probably one of your better players, better than Bruno Fernandes. You just gave him another big deal.
Say louder for people in the back.
If you want to get rid of these players, who's going to buy them? And if they do buy them, how much of a cut are you willing to take to get them off your books?
I'll pay wages. Free. Just have them. The DFS is a sale, man. Everything must go, man. That's what it is. We closing down. Everything must go. Whatever you got in your pocket right now.
Sale.
It's a yard sale. It's a yard sale. Yes. Everything must go. We moving. We leaving. Like, take whatever. That's where I'm at. That's when people say, oh, you backing the players. says it all the time. ACGI. Anybody can get it. There's no player I'm backing. Any player, any good offer, any decent offer for any of these. All right, bye. You can go. Like, you've not done it. Cool.
I don't blame you.
And people are like, oh, you can't get new players. Yeah, we'll get new players. And say they don't work out, then we'll get other players. Because even when we were successful, for those I don't know, with Sir Alex Ferguson, we made bad signings then too. It's just that we got more right than we got wrong. But when a player was deemed not good enough, guess what? He was moved on. And they're much better players and much more accomplished. I've seen Premier League winners leave Manchester United. What are we talking about? Treble winners, double winners, all our goats. But I'm supposed to be, all right, now you can just back Hojlund and back Mason Mount. Why? Where is this off? Give him a chance. Oh, back on that. No, he's not good. So why am I back? No, he's not it. Like, what are you talking about? Like, look at the evidence and watch them play football and then have a look. But people's love for the club blinds them. Said this. Will you take off the red tinted glasses? Foolishness. Well, you lot continue to run up the likes because we're only at 82 likes. Yeah, go on,
we 18 likes away from 100 people.
If you have a yard sale, what you might get is people bringing more rubbish than actually buying because they can think it's a skit. It's like, all right, this really waste men are. Just come and bring some stuff and drop it off.
That's all well and good because we leaving anyway.
From here. This yard doesn't have anything left. There's nothing here to pick up. Just drop off some more rubbish.
We leaving anyway. So take it, whatever gets left. We leaving anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you happen to pick something up, it's on you. Like, we leaving this anyway. That's how I look at it with these jokers. Like some of these players and some of that second summer was the eye opener for me. It was the Mason Mount thing. When we signed him out, I was like, all right, Ten Hag saying it. That was the one for me. That was because he was the worst of the that was it. Like the Ineos with keeping Ten Hag, that's Ten Hag's moment in regards to the Ineos. That's the correlation and the comparison I can make. I see you make certain decisions and I go, I don't have to agree with every decision, but I have to understand it. I have to be able to see the thought process behind it. Like, oh, you signed such and such. Okay, I want to sign him. But I get why. Yeah, there's got to be some form of logic, some form of. I watch Mason Mount closely. Talk to a lot of Chelsea fans. Watched a lot of Chelsea games doing watch-alongs. Nothing special. This man has 8 open play assists in 4 years. Why are you signing him? People, let me hear it say that again. 8 open play assists in 4 years. Why are you signing him? And he was available for free literally the summer after. So if you really wanted him, you could have waited and broke down the door. And on top of that, he's always injured. And he was injured in his last year at Chelsea. But that was the piece. And everyone could see that him and Bruno are the same player. So it was never going to work together. That's why you see Mount play left wing, see Mount play right wing, or Bruno play right wing. Because even Ten Hag is as bad as he is figured that out. But hey.
What's his wages?
That's Sheik said. Is it 250, Sheik? He says 250.
250 a week. 250 a week for Mason Mount.
250 a week. Get that guap. Get that guap. Saying you should even get 250. Never mind 250k. And big up Sheik, been a member of the channel for 16 months. Gee, 16 months. Big up to you, Sheik. Subscribe to my bro Sheik's channel, Sheik TV. Make sure you subscribe to the Fire Panel. Smash a like as well. Yeah, subscribe again, people. Everyone who's here, this is the new weekly show. You get 12:30 a.m. UK time every Sunday, people. Every single Sunday you'll get the show. We may move it occasionally if like United and Liverpool play on a Saturday or whatnot. Obviously, I'll talk to Barnes and Pops about that as well. But subscribe to Bayesian Reds TV, people. Link is in the title, people. Links in the title. Open up a new tab as well. Before we do close out, you'll have a midweek game, Europe, away to Leipzig. Pops will go to you, confident going into that game.
Not a big one. It looks like Jota's going to be missing. I was just reading something. Mr. Locke says probably not going to see him midweek. A little bit concerned too with the lack of sightings of Mr. Chiesa as well, but hopefully we get to see him soon too. Champions League is a different prospect, and to be honest, I think the slower style, a little bit less physical, probably suits us. We started well, and again, with all due respect to Leipzig, I expect a tough game, but I'm looking for us to win as well.
First. Scoreline prediction, Pops?
Yeah.
Scoreline prediction.
I'll take a 1-0 actually.
1-0.
He's in 3 points in his battle.
Yeah, because you're 2 from 2 already.
Job done, nice and tidy.
3 wins.
Yeah, yeah. Just keep it rolling. Big up, Sunshine. Thanks.
Shout out to Sunshine. It's great stream and great debut at Beijing Reds TV. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? You know, the talent idea here at Sarcasm City TV different. You should know this, Sunshine. But big up to Sunshine every single time. Bonds, what are you saying about it? The Leipzig game?
Pretty confident. Go in there, get the job done. Come out with no injuries. You know what I mean? We should. We've got the team. We've got the squad depth that we can rest some players. They don't need to start. I handle Leipzig. I come home and get ready for Arsenal next Sunday. Scoreline for me, I'll take a 2-0.
2-0. All right, Fez. And how confident are you both in getting to the last stages of the Champions League?
Yeah,
actually scratch that confidence. So, like, are you looking at winning semi-final, quarterfinals? Because you're one of the stronger teams in the competition. Obviously, you got Madrid there, you got City there, but in the Milan.
With the new structure, with how it works, I think we finished within the top 8.
Oh, you definitely finished, yeah.
And then do the bye to go into the other round. Yeah. I can see Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool play their cards right. If we did a sneaky signing, like bring Zubermendi in, because I heard we can go back in for him in January.
Oh,
to just to solidify the midfield and having him and Grav as the double pivot. Him and Matt will probably slide into 10 because I have zero confidence in Dominic Szoboszlai. Zero whatsoever. He can go and park himself on the bench, stick his backside with some super glue, and stay on the bench for the foreseeable future. I mean, he has shown me nothing. So I've lost all confidence in him, to be honest with you. But yeah, if we had to pick up a 1 or 2 signing, a left back cover, and probably Zubermendi in the summer, I would tell you that we have the ability to win the league or win the Champions League. But I could see us semis, quarter semis right now. I'd say semis as far as semis, but if the semifinal game is in Anfield, we go to finals. Now, who we play in the final? If it's Real Madrid, deja vu all over again. Madrid hasn't lost a final since
the 80s or something.
81, and that final was the game against Liverpool. That was we beat them, and that was the last time they've lost a final. So but if we get some players in the January window, because we signed no one in summer market, I think we can go all the way, to be honest with you. But yeah, I need to get rid of Dominic Szoboszlai. I can't look at him for
that bad.
Yeah. And I don't want to hear like Pops. Pops is more. We call Pops Dr. Pops, right? Pops is more realistic than I am. Pops more level-headed than I am. When I get fed up with a player, I get fed up with a player.
I can tell you've had enough.
I don't want to hear about people telling me he's tracked back and he's do this and do that. If you are in number 10, I want to see way more than you tracking back and going and cover ground. Show some damn well assists, hit some goals. Simple as that. I don't want to hear that, because you know what? If you want to do that, go and be in the midfield. Don't play any 10 position.
Go play an 8. Go be a
runner. Go play any 6. I don't want to. I need something from a number 10. I just want to hear you tracking back and you running around. If I want that, I would keep Jordan Henderson in the lineup. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with it. Finished. As I said, go and put some Gorilla Glue on your football shorts. Sit on the bench and let it sit there for a while so it stick and you can't move off the bench. And I happy. My rant done.
Fez, what are you saying, Dr. Pops? As I now know you're known. Your thoughts on Szoboszlai? Can't believe you the level-headed one of the clique, but we move. Go on.
That's what they say. Man. The season. The problem. I'll look at the Champions League first, but the problem with predicting so far ahead is because it's still so early in the season, and in the Prem, especially at Christmas period, you got so much football to play. You got to see if you're unscathed. I expect us to be in that top 8, but then it's all right. What happens next? Because there's a knockout that they got to play, and then you got to figure out what's the draw, whatever next to see who you get. So the luck of the draw can still mean a lot. So you could end up with one of the weaker teams, and then all of a sudden you slip into a spot. You say, well, that was a fairly decent run to up to the last 8, let's say the quarterfinals, before you actually see someone, which is usually what happens, to be honest. You in the old format, 2 teams usually in a group of 4. You say, them 2 are the 2. And then they're going to be opposite sides. You draw, they can get them, they beat them off. Now the action actually starts. I'm hoping to be part of the actual action. So to me, the quarterfinals is really where you generally get the big matchups. I figure we should be looking to be inside there. Not sure if we can get anything in January, to be honest, but we'll see. And the key for me is just making sure we keep everybody fit. If we can keep everybody healthy, then you got a chance. We saw that when we won the league. It was, that's probably the least amount of injuries you had. And that's what you want. The least disruption you can get, especially in the center back. So it may up your spine. If you can keep your spine playing all of the games, and then you make 1 or 2 tweaks in between, generally you got a good pathway to success. So Szoboszlai is, to me, and I was telling, this is what I was saying during the game today, right? Szoboszlai is one of the players that I think people want to see something from. And you know this well, because you do a lot of content with people, and it's always about what's in their head as opposed to what they're seeing. So they've got something as a concept in their mind. This is what I want. A number 10 has to be. And I'm saying, well, he's not going to be Riquelme or Maradona or Zidane or what you think it is, or even Cole Palmer now, because he's getting a lot forward. He's not that. But he starts every match. So what you need to understand is the man on the sidelines is saying, this man is doing something that I want done. Whether you like it or not, he's doing something I want done. Now, he said, I need to get some more goals from my number 10. So he's told you, listen, you up front there, but I expect you to score. And you see that he's had opportunities where if he was playing for Hungary, he would have hit it. And he's always looking for an extra pass. I'm not sure why. The one thing I can say about him is every time he does something good, he does something shit. So I'm trying to champion. I'm on the stream and I'm saying, hey, look, that's a good tackle. Then he gives away the ball. And then he does something. Then he said to himself, Jesus, my man, just do 2 things consecutively good. 2 consecutive things good. And he can't seem to do it. I don't know why. But as I said, the man on the sideline puts him in the 10 every time. And when we move into the 4-2-4, he's the first man on the press. And he don't stop running. So you got 4 lungs or something. I don't know. But he does more running, more work than, and you need that. Barnes don't like it. Because a 10 isn't that. That's not what you think of when you hear 10.
Not for a 10. For an 8 is fine. Don't do the running. Do the dog work.
He's not really a 10, though. He's not really a 10.
Then move him up that position and put somebody there.
So you're saying he's more there, Pops?
You're talking about.
But Pops, you're saying he's more there for off the ball stuff than actually on the ball stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
First man in the manager press, wants. Always.
So the manager's looking off.
Drops deep. He's the legs. You see him, he's the legs. Sometimes he's the deepest in the middle part. Deeper than Gravenberch and McAllister.
Yeah. So are you cool with it, Pops, as long as the manager's cool with it? I'm just asking.
What I'm trying to buy into what we're doing.
All right.
So for me, this is a new season. I don't speak about Klopp. Everyone's talking in Klopp's system when we had Klopp. Klopp taught me something that I respect, and I'll share it for you. He said, history is a backpack that gets heavy to carry. And it's true. If you think about your club as what it was all the time, you love that. You're in love with what you used to see. And that's what you carry. You carry that and you say, I want to see Cantona again. I want to see Ruud van Nistelrooy. And you said yourself, but is that really fair? Because that's what we did. For years, we said we want to see King Kenny return. Where's the next John Barnes? Who's going to be Ian Rush? And you start every time a new player, Robbie Fowler was the next Rushy. And you started to think McManaman was the next. And you started to pick at this and try to get hope. And it becomes that copium because years go by and all you're doing is saying you're married to what you used to be and you're trying to keep comparing what you have to that. Forget that and start fresh and say, all right, let's be realistic with what we have now and look at it. So it's about what is he trying to do? Yeah, are you on board? Like I said, we have the spine of a team that should be winning. So if I got carry Szoboszlai to win,
so you think you're carrying him? So you think you're carrying him to win?
Barnes, if you win,
you
keep your 11. No, but you keep the 11.
Well,
You're
absolutely.
me, you, and Barnes in the squad, and we win 3-0, and all three of us were shit. The next game, you might start us again because we won 3-0. You don't change a winning side as much as we might not, as fans looking, we say, well, yeah, he's a 4 because everybody does their ratings or whatever. So Bosley is always a 4, always. Everybody 4 or 3, worse.
Oh, you don't rate him there because you just said that the midfield's you're carrying him. You think you're you just said you're carrying him. Is that not a concern?
No. That's just a term. For me, I'm looking at him. Right. Today we won 2-1, and I'm looking at him saying he did enough good things.
Okay.
But there's too many bad things that you could marry with it. So depending on the lens that you're using to look at the boss, like you're gonna say, yeah, he was shit. Look at this, and this. And if you're on the other side, you can say, nah, he was great. Well, I'm not sure that there are many people that say he was great, but they might say, well, nah, but he was still decent. So for me, it's one of them. Did the bad things sort of measure up with the good? Yeah, maybe not. 5, maybe 4, maybe whatever. But we won. I did see some good. But like I said, it's difficult if you're defending a man. When he wins, so he wins the ball in the middle of the pitch and you say to yourself, good tackle. Then he tries to flick it over a man's head and loses it. You say to yourself, Jesus, why? What? You just won it. You won it. You tackle. Look around and make a good pass. Now you're looking at flick over my head and we lost possession and we were on the counter. They were on the counter, sorry.
First?
Yeah, I mean,
Pops, you know that today, right?
I can only tell you what I see. That's just my lens because there's no one in the team that I hate. So there are people, and you know this again. There's always a divide in the fan base between certain players. Yeah, he's good. Nah, he's not. Yeah, he's good. He's not. Yeah, I love him and I don't like him. And when you get to the end of the cycle, like Robbo, for example, is one of them. People feel like Robbo's at the end of the cycle. Barnes mentioned again a left back. So there got some people that think that Robbo's done, and they got other people that saying, "Nah, don't."
Do you think he's at the end? Do you think he's at the end of the cycle, Pops? Would you have replaced him in the summer?
As he would have been. So
Would you have replaced him in the summer if you could have? You'd have kept him. Okay, first.
I would have.
No, not for me neither. But his legs.
The question for me in the summer would have always been on Simicast because for me, Costas is a number 2 who's content being the number 2. So he hasn't ripped Robbo's shirt off his back and said his mind. He said, yeah, as long as he's here, I'm going to be here. So he's not the guy I want behind Robbo. The guy I want behind Robbo is like Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa said, Matip's hurt. I'm stepping over him. Sorry, Matip. I didn't really want this to happen to you, but you know what? Give me this shirt and I ain't giving it back. So that's what I want anywhere in the team. As good as Trent is, Bradley has to have in his mind, you know what? Whenever the boss gives me a run, I got to give the boss something to think about. Not, let me do a little knock, and I'll go back to the bench. Everywhere you want that. So if I'm seeing that from players, then I'm good. Costas to me doesn't give me that vibe. And it's not that I don't like him. I think he's competent, but he isn't the next one. Yeah. So if I'm looking for the next one, it's not him for me. I'm not sure. If people say, yeah, get Aït-Nouri, and I was like, I'm not sure Aït-Nouri is the levels that you want. As good as he looks sometimes going forward, he's very suspect defensively and he's being ripped apart.
The left back to get to me is
just use him as an example to the guy at Fulham. Crab likes him, and he got good pace. He's good wheels, and that's what he wants. Up and down.
How no one's not come and got him? I have no idea.
I'm surprised. I'm totally surprised at that one.
Yeah. Big up Hassan as well, man. Shout out to
Big up Hassan. Pops, did you know? I was looking at we were going back to Sabaz, like, he won 0 of his duels today. None. No aerial duels, ground duels.
I find that hard, Barnes, because in the middle of the part when he won the ball back and then flicked it away, he won the ball. He actually won it back.
Because he gave it away. Did they win it?
So wait, because he gave it away, they didn't give it to him because he won it first.
He didn't have full possession.
He won the ball first. Oh, okay. See, Flawless. The stats would say he did it.
Yeah, that's why stats are a bit. Yeah, stats can be some stats. But even
was him. He won the ball, but then he tried to flick it over man's head. So I'm saying, well, I'm giving you credit for winning it, but I'm also taking it away from losing it.
But let's say with that one, let's say he won 1 duel. That's not enough. If you're in this team for off the ball things.
No.
If it's 1, like that's what I would say. So it's that, and as I'm saying there, did Barnes respond to your Instagram DM? Just help Barnes on. Oh shit, you ain't on Twitter, are you, Sam? Yo, they come. Yeah, but he's here. He's trying to say that you're ignoring him, which is Hassam. So I can't understand
did he message me on Insta?
That's what he's here saying.
IG is the best bet.
Yeah, that's
because Husam's not on he's not on Twitter anymore.
He's on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? I thought at first I read this as Pops because Pops took a while to get back to me. I had to put the Bayesian flag to remind him, and then he sent me a message back. All right, Pops.
Hussam, I didn't see any message.
Yeah, it was the bank thing. The bank thing had been blocked. So once you put the blue, yellow, and black, it was back on track.
Yeah, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what it is. No flawless. I'm talking about you kept telling him check. Who's instant? What are you talking about? I'm lost. What are you talking about here, son? You've lost me.
Oh, he's talking about him, not about you. No, flawless has reached me through X.
Yeah. Nah, did he get it wrong? Hey, that's what he said. Did Barnes respond to your Instagram? That's Barnes. This is Pops. You know what I'm saying? Have you mixed the two up? If you mix the two up, then it makes sense. Yes, because I just mentioned Pops took time to get back to me. Yes, if that's the case. And I had to put, like he said, I had to put the blue yellow. Yeah. Shout out troops, man. Shout out troops. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, I'm using that every time they draw, lose, anything bad happens to Arsenal. Oh, that's there. 110%. Without that, that's my new one. 100%. That's right there in the folder, like the go-tos. You know what I'm saying? Big up Sam. Make sure you subscribe to his channel.
Now you know who Sam
as well.
Nice and easy.
Shout out to Sam.
Barnes upstairs. Pops downstairs. Big up.
We're 9 away from 100 people.
Come on, to 100 before we close out, man. Before we do indeed close out. Oh yeah, troops. That shit gonna be hilarious, man. I can't wait for back again.
I give me any chat. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm just there. He'll curse me out for no reason. That's what happens. You know what I'm saying? And it happens to other people. Like,
that's what you do. So I see where you get it from. I see where you get it from. I see where you get it from.
You get what from what?
Yeah, I see where you get it
from. I don't curse out anybody unnecessarily.
For no reason.
No, you deserve it. You know what I'm saying? No, you deserve it. I don't curse out no one for no reason. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I like the suggestion there from Warrior there just now for tomorrow's show. You and Montz and Lewis. This is how
It's probably in Montz and knowing troops. Knowing Montz and knowing Lewis, they'll probably have something planned. 110%. It's gonna be just his misery. He even looked stressed in the fan cam. I watched his fan cam and he was like, "Yeah, my head's hot. I'm gonna go." Like the fan, like so you already know he's pissed. Expressions is on his case. He cursing people out. I even spoke to him. Even yeah, expression was on his case. He was the worst. The expression's the worst. So, yeah, man. Shout out to troops. Make sure you're locked in for the back again pod. It'll be 1:30 p.m. UK time today or tomorrow, depending on what time zone you are currently in. Then that's pretty much it. We covered obviously Premier with the game against Chelsea, game coming up against Arsenal, Champions League as well. Actually, before we do go, Barnes, you mentioned it. Zubimendi. You think you go back in for him in January, and do you want Liverpool to go back in for him in January, considering what happened in the summer?
From what you're seeing is that there is a possibility that they're going to go back in for him. The reports that came out, it seems that he regretted his decision because Sevilla went back on their word and some things that they promised him.
Oh, Sociedad went back on their word for true.
Sociedad, sorry. And they aren't playing well either. Sociedad. So it can be a multitude of things. Would I go back in for him? Yeah, he's a quality player, man. He would just make us better, to be honest with you. So,
and if you were to sign him, who then actually is a dumb question. Shabazz like taken out.
Dom's going to the bench, Matt's going in 10, and Zubimendi and Grav is double pivot. I'm done. I'm flawless. I am done with it.
I know you are. As soon as I said it, I was like, this is a dumb question. Let me just reverse it. I know it's Shabazz like. I was gonna shouts to Lauren as well. She's saying, come home, Zubimendi. All right, Pops, what are you saying? Zubimendi. Do you want to see your team go back in for Zubimendi despite what happened in the summer? Can you just let bygones be bygones? You're like, all right, let's get him.
My one sort of issue or question would be what's changed as it relates to us, though, because he said it was about family and and staying in Spain and his loyalty to his club and that sort of thing. How does that change all of a sudden? Yeah, yes, they didn't give you what you wanted, but how does that change us? Because you didn't want to travel, to leave the mountains and all that good stuff that the men were talking about. So as much as you might want a better deal now, I still think that you want a better deal in Spain as opposed to coming with us. I know.
I think what's changed is their poor form and your
poor form.
What's changed is their poor form and your great form. That's what I think it is.
Maybe
he's looked at it and went, "Wow, Liverpool are better." You know what? I would be a part of that. But go on, Pops, carry on.
Maybe if Mr. Locke wants him, if Mr. Locke still wants him, go get him.
Go get him.
Simple. Go get him.
He can only make you better. So there's no point in saying, "Oh, he rejected us." He said yes, and then he changed his mind. Players have.
If that's the man that you want.
Go after it. Go for him. Because Mr. Locke has not signed anyone yet. No one. All of these players that he has right now. Chiesa is the only one. All of these players right now are Klopp players. They're not his players. So he's going to bring in somebody. And if he wants Zubi, bring him. I offer it.
All right. That's fair. And Pops, you fully on this. Hey, Slot's new here. He's doing his thing. You backing what's going on in decision making. But so let me ask you, Pops, let's say you get Zubimendi in January. Who do you think should miss out from the midfield trio?
Miss.
Why are you laughing?
No.
Yeah,
that's an addition.
Who replaces him? It's an addition. So you don't think Zubimendi starts?
No, but not for me.
Don't start for you? Okay, fair. So he goes to the bench for you?
No.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that.
How come that is?
Because Lucho was on the bench today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
if
so
I'm in
is
gear,
it because
and I'm
is
adding
because you're playing well?
I'm not changing gears for you. Yes.
Okay, so it's because you're playing well. You go, all right. This is working with your Szoboszlai, McAllister, Kevin.
You see how he's smirking there underneath it.
I'm being honest. No. I'm being honest. If you add a man right now, so forget Zubimendi. If you add a player right now, what you're saying to me is you've added quality. Now, if in adding equality and you bring him on and you say, you know something, he's gelling with, let's say he comes on for McAllister, and Szoboszlai goes up a gear. You're saying to yourself, whoa, is he as good as McAllister? Because Szoboszlai is now going up a gear. If he's triggered Szoboszlai going up a gear, what does that mean? Does that still mean you drop Szoboszlai now? Because Szoboszlai is going up a gear.
It means he's unlocked Szoboszlai.
Let's say he's unlocked Szoboszlai.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're saying to yourself, oh, that's interesting. So now you got option. Because to me, that's what it is. It's a matter of having options. You can't play 11 mark. So adding a man with quality.
No, well, you have a 13, but let's say, for instance, okay, so if you were to sign Zubimendi, and that would be outside of Chiesa's slot, you was to sign him outside of Chiesa, that's his signing, that's his guy. If he was then to take out Szoboszlai, we'll use him as the example, play Zubimendi, and then it went downhill, would you then have an issue with the manager because of that and go, you shouldn't have done that? Or would you give it time? Well, let's say it's the first couple games that don't go right.
As the coach, you live and die by your decisions. You live and die by your decisions. So if Szoboszlai is your guy and you've established what you have currently, and you're saying to yourself, you're willing to destroy what you've established for your guy, then you gotta live with whatever comes your way because you're winning as it stands.
Yeah.
So if you bring him in and all of a sudden it isn't working, then we're looking at you sideways and saying, well, what's going on? You said this is your guy. This was the piece. How can the piece don't seem like it fitted in the puzzle all of a sudden? And that's to me, that's the challenge that he would have. Is this your man to the point that you're going to die on the hill? Because in the summer, it's easy to integrate a man. Come January, you've already got your system in play and the players are playing. So now you're bringing a man that hasn't been integrated at all. To bring him directly from Spain and put him straight into the team, to me, would be madness. That's all I'm saying. There are very few players that are at that level that you can say, come January, I'm going to drop you into the team and we're going to win.
So it's more so a January thing.
And he didn't have that impact in January. Yes.
So more January thing for you.
If in the summer we were having this conversation, a different conversation.
Okay.
Yes.
3 more legs.
Hey, 3 more likes before we close out. First, Pops. That's why I just asked, like I said, to see the interest because Barnes, man, I was even going to mention Zubimendi, but when I mentioned Zubimendi, I was like, all right, let's have the conversation.
There was no smirk. There was no smirk, Barnes. That's real. That's me, real.
Okay.
No smirk, no underlying. I ain't only supposed to lay hill. You and Revenite and Dakota, the producer, they're on the hill. They're on the hill now. They're done. They're dead.
Yeah, Shabazz really don't like because Monts don't like him either. Monts is constantly on his face.
Listen, if you put all of his games together last season and this season together,
right.
Flawless, I ain't gonna lie to you. Out of all them games, if he's had 6 really good games, I'd give him a stretch, maybe 10.
Damn.
He's had a lot. In that whole stretch, he's had a lot. He's had way more bad games than he's had good games. And he's not sure. He's doing things for Hungary that he is refusing to do for Liverpool and is driving me up the wall. And I'm actually done with him. I'm done. I'm sorry. If you just want to do this for Hungary, like today, for example, second half coming on to the end, he had a clear opportunity to take a shot at goal. And he decided, I can take 2 more dribbles and run straight into the Chelsea defender. Like, really? If you were in the Hungary shirt, you would have been slapping that ball at the bars. What changed? Is the shirt too heavy for you? And I'm starting to have a feeling wearing this liver bird on your chest is too much for you and you can't handle the pressure. And sometimes that's just it for some players.
That's true.
When you put on a Manchester United shirt, that crest is too much for you. You put on a Liverpool shirt, that crest is too much for you. You just can't do what you normally would do. It's in your head. It happens.
Yeah, that is. We've all seen that. For real. Well, yeah, people, that's bringing the show to a close. Hope you liked the pilot episode. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I already knew it was going to be 5 people. I already knew. I know Barnes and Pops, I've worked with them, watched their live streams enough to know it was going to be good, despite their trolling, despite them being Liverpool fans. I already knew that it was going to work well also and get the driving their goddamn will. But big up to everyone that's locked in. Again, make sure you subscribe to Beige and Reds TV. Subscribe to Beige and Reds TV, people. The link is legit in the title, so click the link and it opens up a new tab. Go subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you can find all of the great work and all of the live streams they have going on over there. What's the road to you? What's the next milestone subscriber wise for you, man?
Right now 4,200 would be the next milestone. We on the road to 5K. We have 4133.
5K,
roughly.
man. All right, man. So that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna get Beige and Reds TV to 5K. Then we have the 5K celebration live stream over there on the channel. So get them to 5K expeditiously, people. Make sure you do so. Great show. Pops, anything you want to add before we close out?
Nah, big up, Flawless, man. Thanks for having us on. I think we got 100 likes, so big up everybody in the chat.
Yeah, big up to the chat.
It's been a long. We just did this out of fun, you know. We literally just did this out of fun. Me, Barnes, and the Crab. We actually just used to chat during games anyhow.
Yeah.
And Barnes was talking to the Coppish guys, and he said, "Man, do it." So we said, "Well, all right, well."
I'm glad
since we watch football together generally, well, let me watch it all, and then it is what it is. So it's interesting that we had a guy from Romania in the chat the other night.
Yeah,
we had a guy from Uganda.
Yeah, you know what's crazy too, Flawless? Our very first watch along before we push out. Our very first watch along was a 7-0 against Manchester United.
Really? That was the first watch? You lot are lucky. What are the odds on that? that was your first one. That is crazy. That was your first one. That's when they say some things are meant to be. That's when you know it was meant to be. Like that was meant 110%. It was meant to be. That's great. But now I love it. Like I said, and of course I love the name as well, because when I seen it, I was like, oh, this Bayesian's making content. Yeah, I love that. Let me go watch this instantly. I was like,
Andre, there he is. There he is.
That's my guy.
Andre, man.
Big up,
Andre. 100% it is. But yeah, Barnes, 2 things. Anything else you want to add? And also let them know what you got coming up on the channel for the rest of the week, etc. All that good stuff.
Yeah, rest of the week, we got our reaction show tomorrow night, and then we got weekend wrap up on Tuesday, and then it will be the preview show for next weekend. And then if there's anything we've slotted in between, just make sure you hit the notification bell, and then you will see when we come in live next. But other than that, wicked show, fire as always, flawless.
Well,
Agents of the world, bro.
Yeah,
and Lex and Kaneki, I know y'all got the Yardman show, but gotta remember, Bajan's got Yardmen too, and it's called Yardies. That's what we call them, Yardies. Love to our Jamaican brothers.
Every single time, and that crossover gonna be fun. When we do the Premier League pod, when we do the Caribbean edition, that gonna be fun. When we do the crossover with that, you will see that at some point, people. With Barnes and Pops, with Kaneki and Lex, that is gonna be yeah. That's gonna be there. You're gonna want to be there for that one. That's what I will say, people. You're gonna want to be there for that one. That is gonna be a good one. But love to everyone that's locked in. Don't forget. Hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube channel and this show, alongside all the other shows you see on the channel. Apart from watch-alongs, are available on all audio platforms as well. So Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV and the shows will pop up. You might want to listen audio only. Maybe you don't want it. Watch on YouTube, people. So yeah, Spotify. Follow us 5-star us, the Sarcasm City TV. Same with iTunes as well. Glad you lot enjoyed the show, man. Big up to Warrior J says, great show as well. Sunshine, fire emoji. Yes, Andre, this is going to be a weekly show right here every Sunday. Every Sunday you get the Manchester United Liverpool podcast with Barnes, Pops, and myself, 12:30 a.m. UK time right here on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. So this is a weekly fit, people. It is. That crossover would be lit. Oh, yeah, you already know, man. All the crossovers, like, they're going to be good. Trust me. Big up to Warrior J. Big up Kind FC as well. All of you lot. Let's see who's live now. I'll redirect. I think Alam might be live. I'm going to double check before we do indeed close out as well. In regards to tomorrow, people, fan calling show, Talk Your Ish, 4:30 p.m. UK. So that's open for anybody to call in, Talk Your Ish. And then I will be doing the Nottingham Forest Crystal Palace game over on the playback. Make sure you follow Sarcasm City TV playback, and then you'll probably get some former pro clubs after that over on the playback. First NBA game is, I think it's Tuesday night, Warrior J. It's the Celtics Knicks. Yeah, Celtics Knicks and T-Wolves Lakers. So there'll be watch-alongs for both of them on the playback. Warrior J is on the schedule already on the playback, or like till the end of the month. It's all over there as well. Big up Dakota. Says big up, great show. Shouts to Liverpool's 12th man as well. Yeah, Alam is live, so we're going to redirect over there. He's watching NFL, Jets and Steelers. That's what he's watching. But yes, love to everyone that's locked in. Big love to you. Really enjoyed the show. I knew it was going to be fire anyway. And this has been the Manchester United Liverpool podcast, Barbados edition, live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.